So I says to Mabel, I says, oh, hey, look at this.
Oh.
Hey guys, hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How you doing, Bo? We're here in beautiful Burbank, California today in the San Fernando Valley. We wanted to stop by Zomu Coffee, my favorite coffee shop in the world, and I'm with my good friend, my best friend, Mr. Brody King here.
What a great day.
Beautiful day. It's inside a pottery studio, Claytivity. And you know, one of the best things about coming here is it's hardcore owned and you never know who you're gonna run into. So let's head in and you know, see what's going on.
Whoa!
Hey.
Oh, weird!
Oh my God.
What a great day. Well, this is Scott Vogel and Nick Jett from the official 2000s greatest hardcore band of all time, as decided on the show. Well, since we're all here, what do you say we just stop and talk about Terror for a while?
The thing I'd like to talk about the most.
Amazing. Let's go inside.
Hello.
Okay, so this is Phil. He's owner proprietor of Zomu Coffee. And this is what I'm going to order. This is what you should order if you ever come in. Phil, can I have the greatest latte in the world?
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Officially titled that as of now. So that's all you need to do.
I'm going to order what I think is the greatest espresso tonic. Not really tonic. Let me get that.
You got it.
Well, what are you into coffee-wise?
You like a sweet coffee?
I want to just go super generic, I'm sorry.
No, he's good at that.
I just want like a latte with an extra shot and oat milk, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you like it hot or iced?
Iced, and I hope Nick gets espresso.
Yeah, I'm gonna do espresso.
He's gonna get wild.
Thank you.
Refined, cultured purists.
We've also spent some time together. I know what he wants.
Beautiful. We're back here waiting on coffees now. You know, Scott, we've had you on for a 3-hour full-length episode that anybody can go back and listen to. Nick, this is your first time on the show.
Yeah, I don't do shit.
You don't do, but you do, and that's what I want people to know.
Do a lot of shit.
So I want to get into the early days of Nick and the San Fernando Valley, because you're our godfather. You're our Vinny Stigma, basically. You know,
Born and bred.
tell me about early days of Nick discovering punk and hardcore in the Valley.
I guess I started going to punk show. My dad got me into punk rock because he went to punk shows in LA. Well,
Legendary J Jett.
Legendary.
Yeah, we're from Memphis. I was born in Memphis, but moved here when I was like 6 months old. But my dad in Memphis saw the Sex Pistols on their one and only US tour back in the 70s. So he was into punk. He came to LA and went to punk shows, you know, in the late 70s, early 80s. And when I heard something that was some kind of punk sounding, he was like, oh, check out all these records, and gave me a bunch of shit to check out. So he kind of got me into it at first, and then met some weird punk kids.
Your mom was kind of into punk rock too, right?
Both of them, they both went and saw Fear and X and
Wild.
Circle
you never
Jerks
had
and-
choice.
Yeah, you were born for this.
Yeah, but it was like they were into all different types of stuff, so it wasn't just like only punk. But when I gravitated towards that, they're like, oh, check out all this shit, and got into all the LA punk. Met weird punk kids at my school. Nobody was really into hardcore until I got to high school, and then I met a couple guys. I met Sean Grine, who was the original drummer from Piece by Piece at Granada Hills High School. So we met and started hanging out with other hardcore kids, and then ultimately they knew this guy Ant from Silmar, who had a practice space in his garage.
Because we don't have basements here. We don't have the privilege of the kid with the basement has a
garage.
It's garage. Pretty good for
If your
bands.
parents let you take over the garage, that was like a bonus.
Parents and the neighbors, you know.
That's a holy space.
Yeah, my parents, you know, they pretty much let me take over the whole garage.
Oh,
we had the
hell yeah.
cops coming all the time, like banging on the garage door.
I've seen it happen later.
Yeah. But Ant had this practice space, and we went there to practice a couple times, and that's where I met Corey Williams and Todd for the first time at that practice space in Silmar.
And were you already playing drums at the time?
I was playing drums, but I was actually playing bass in my the first hardcore band I played in.
When did Edgar come in your life?
Well, I met Edgar in junior high school. We met when we were like 11 or 12.
Another Valley legend.
Straight up, dude.
So we were playing in, kind of punk, kind of like rock bands. There was like a rock and Espanol scene, like in the 90s. And I mean, there still is, but it was huge.
And
in
Edgar's
the 90s.
still in it.
Yeah, and so I started playing in his band. It was like rock and Espanol. We played like house parties and clubs and stuff like that. So we've been playing in bands since we were 11, 12 years old.
That's awesome.
I think one important thing too is Nick's dad and grandfather played drums too.
There it
They
is.
play as fast as you though?
Not possible.
Yeah, not possible.
Nobody plays as
Not
fast as
possible.
Nick's dad has played a Terror song with us, right?
No, we were trying to get him to. He was on
didn't?
tour with us. But he played a piece by piece set.
Dog, that's even cooler.
Set. Well, we played like 3 or 4 songs in Woody's
Wow.
in Germany. Schleitz.
Damn, dude.
But,
he fucked up Untitled for sure, right?
Yeah. Well, he played on a couple piece by piece recordings.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you said your first band you were playing bass in.
I mean, I played in just local, bands from the Valley, punk rock, hardcore bands.
Sure.
But when I started going to hardcore shows, it was like all these other bands were doing cool stuff,
Yeah.
like going on tour, going out of town. And none of my bands did that. But, ultimately, like through Sean and I met Corey, there was an opening for drums in Carry On, and they were like, you should go try out. At that point, Carry On was like my favorite band, and I was going to all of their shows locally, whether it was in Hollywood. There wasn't a lot of shows in the Valley at that time, so I was going to Hollywood, going to Headline Records. I saw Carry On to Headline Records a couple times.
I'm gonna hit you with a classic Bo rumor. So I know that you've never drank or done drugs, but is it true that you officially claim to be straight edge to join Carry On?
At the Carry On tryout.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What'd they say? You're edge and you're in. If you don't take it, you're like.
Well, they're like, actually the tryout was just me and Todd in a room. So it was very, tense, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I couldn't imagine it being tense for Todd.
But
Super normal
I think
experience.
they gave me like 4 songs to learn. So we just blazed through these 4 songs, and he's like, okay,
And
cool.
where are they at this point? Are the 7 inches out? Is The Lifeless Plague out?
No, this was like the self-titled 7-inch
Okay.
was out, and that's when I really fell in love with the band.
Yeah.
Roll with the Punches
Yeah.
and Off My Chest are on that record, and so that was out, and they had just recorded A Lifeless Plague, but it wasn't out. So they had just got back from the studio, and they're like, we lost our drummer, we need a drummer. And so at the rehearsal, we played through the songs. They're like, all right, good. Are you straight edge? And I was like, well, I have never done anything. And Todd's like, well, you got to be straight edge to be in the band. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm straight edge.
And how aware of or into Carry On are you at the time?
My introduction to Carry On is kind of late.
Okay.
Like when I was living in Arizona and about to move to LA, I went and stayed at Dave Mandel's house because he's someone I knew pretty well. And my friend Larry from Buffalo was living with him, and this is a good friend of mine. And he gave me a tape and a dubbed cassette, and one side was the No Warning 7-inch, the other side was A Lifeless Plague. I not obviously, but I knew No Warning because
What a tape.
Buffalo, and I've seen him.
You're right there.
And I don't think I've ever even heard the word Carry On, but I was like blown away by that record. And this was a time when like early 2000s, so big stuff's like Every Time I Die, Bleeding Through, 18 Visions, and maybe even American Nightmare was maybe the bigger hardcore band, and that's a little off center too. And I think Larry said like, this is gonna center you.
Yeah.
And I heard it, and then I got the call about Carry On dudes wanted to start a band. Sorry.
Right. What's the vibe internally with Carry On as the record is coming out? Is the whole Ryan may have broke edge and this is not going to go well thing happening right away?
No, I mean, I was totally in the dark with everything in that sense, but everybody, there was all these big plans. We were like supposed to do a European tour and all this, all this stuff after the release.
Wow.
Ultimately we did like the East Coast tour, like right around when the album came out. Yeah, right after 9/11, we played CBGB's like, I think 3 weeks after 9/11.
I'll hit you with another rumor.
I love it.
All right.
Is it true that Corey was unaware that Ryan had broke edge when you guys played the last show, and that it was kind of like the full demise of the band?
I think that's pretty much how it happened. We played a show at the Troubadour like December of 2001, and the next day I like got a call from Corey. He's like, the band's fucking done. Ah.
Wow.
And I think that's how it panned
And
out.
it sounds like silly or trivial now, but like it was a different time, and the record is so straight edge.
Yeah.
How does it feel now to be playing those songs again with these same four guys?
It's awesome. I mean, I love hanging out with all those dudes, and I mean, I love the songs. I love the record. There's like, it's weird how you play songs and then you might not play them for a number of years. In this case, almost 24, 25 years.
Yeah.
And like part of the songs are still like in your bones. Like they still kind of come out naturally. So that's how it felt. But yeah.
Welcome back.
Hell yeah.
Love to see it.
Can I bring up a timeline?
Please.
You said that the last Carry On show was December 01.
Yeah.
Because I think the first Terror show is April 02.
Yeah.
So we like,
This is fast.
and we played a show, so Terror must have started instantly.
I mean, I think like literally like a week after that Troubadour
Wow.
show,
I never knew
Todd
that.
was like, hit me up and was like, started a band with John LaCroix and Singer from Barry Live is gonna sing. Like, are you in? And I'm like, yes.
And
But that
that's
was
it.
like a week later, like, so it was
That's
kind of
crazy.
That is
I never
crazy.
knew it was that quick.
Wow.
How fast? Because you're doing piece by piece at the same time at first.
Yeah.
Like the early days of both bands are kind of happening concurrently.
I think piece by piece, like we had already, I don't know if we'd played a show yet, but by the end of 2001, we already had our demo and that was already in the works.
So was it like the fallout of Carry On created piece by piece?
I think it was
And
already,
Terror,
it was
kinda?
already, piece by piece was already kind of getting started.
That's just you wanting to be a front man and doing something like that.
I think we just wanted to do it like our separate group of friends. It was like
What's
Sean.
the lineup? Was it Jeff Givens?
Yeah, Jeff, who's not a musician.
Yeah. He's on bass, right?
I'm sure everybody can relate. Like
Jeff, Corey,
you
you
just
and
have your
Sean?
boy that, like, you're gonna be in the band. We'll
Great
figure it out.
personality.
You can go like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and somehow he actually was able to play. He played on the records and everything.
I mean, he's Frank Freegun's cousin, right?
Not in real life. But,
So it's in his.
they
it's
can
in his-
drink together pretty good. I
Okay,
know
got
that
it,
much.
got it.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Okay. This is maybe the best chance I'll have to talk to you. We'll have to talk to you
get
about
into
piece
the-
by piece. Because, man, obviously you got Bad Religion in 1980 and you got Terror coming. But piece by piece, to me, to us, is the definitive San Fernando Valley hardcore band. We talk about it all the time, privately and publicly.
All right.
Tell me about the early days
How do
of
you feel
piece by
about this?
piece and those first two records.
We were influenced a lot by Striking Distance. Like, to me, that was like the number one influence when the band started. When I saw them play at the Ojai Women's Club, like in probably 2000 or something like that, it was like raw, fast, and super pissed off. And I wanted to do some kind of version of that. And then it was just all of our closest friends at the, from the Valley. We were all kind of Valley people. But yeah, I don't know. We just Carry On, was kind of ending, and then we just wanted to continue playing shows. So we were like, it kind of just, as soon as the Carry On stopped, we were just playing pretty much every weekend.
I feel like the early 2000s in LA, they kind of set the tone for like the rest of the 2000s. It was like, piece by piece, Terror, Donnybrook,
Internal Affairs.
and like they're all like they're not
Against
like
the grain of
they're-
what you said was popping off.
They're not super
Musically.
big breakdowns. They weren't like you said, bleeding through or throw down or anything. It was fast as fuck,
hardcore.
hard as fuck, hardcore.
More traditional.
But like to us, it's harder than almost any band. Like I've seen Piece by Piece 100 times, and the line, "I'll punch you in the fucking face." I swear to God, if I dodge Corey swinging at me, Nick's swinging at me. And it's like, I've been hit by one of them every time I've seen Piece by Piece.
We used to punch each other. Like, Corey got me once so bad, I was like, I think I'm going out. I saw stars and everything. Like, Jeff used to hit people with his bass. Like, I think we all like the fast shit. Like, I mean, I guess when I first got into punk rock, I liked it because it was super fast. So, like, all the first hardcore bands I got into were really, really fast shit. Like,
And you can tell in Terror Demo and Lowest of the Low.
yeah, and I mean, that bounced off of Carry On. Like, when I heard Carry On, I was like, this is so fast.
It's like not sustainable to do the double time hat for the whole record.
But I think that became like normal for us. We're like, okay, that's to us, that's what fast hardcore is. That tempo, that speed. So I think Carry On was like that. So when Terror started, it was like, oh, this is a fast part.
It also, I mean, it's very different from what you've been doing musically for the last your whole life. John LaCroix and Todd have this idea. You get brought in before Nick, it sounds like.
I got a phone call from John LaCroix. Like, hey, I heard you're moving to the West Coast. I'm doing this band with the two guys from Carry On. We've talked about you singing. Do you want to check this out? And I was done. I was like, all my bands in Buffalo did a little, broke up. I was moving out here like, fuck doing bands.
Right.
And then I heard this Carry On. It was like so weird. I was so into listening to the Carry On LP, and then I got this call. And I didn't know Nick, I didn't know Todd, I didn't know anything. I was just like, this record is so good. Like,
were you aware of any of the other bands, like Piece by Piece or anything?
No, nothing. And then
this all just cosmically came
I
together.
drove from Arizona. I was like I lived in Arizona with my friend Mark for like 4 months, just figuring out, like, when I went to stay with Dave Mandel, I was checking out LA, I checked out San Diego, I checked out the Bay, trying to figure out where I was gonna move. One thing I wanna say though, that just observing from the outside, when I first got to Nick's garage, and I think all these bands like Piece by Piece, I don't know about Carry On, but Terror, every time Terror would practice, another band was leaving, Knife Fight, all these bands, because Nick had a studio in his garage. He could demo things, but also there's just instruments everywhere and every band could practice there. So I'm assuming from what I know, and this could be wrong, that Carry On breaks up, but there's just this hub and all these people that just go to Nick's, and I'll play bass in this, I'll sing in this, I'll play drums in this, and because there was just like a million bands going on, and it was all brand new to me.
Yeah.
But like in Buffalo, it was the same thing. Every band would be around, break up, and then everyone would let's do a band that sounds like Judge. Let's do a band that sounds like Turning Point. Like, I feel like it was the same thing, but his garage was ground zero as far as I could see.
Well, maybe we'll go there a little later. Who knows?
When did you have, you're not unapproachable, but you're like more of a quiet guy. You kind of like stay low key for the most part. And like, I feel like when people see Piece by Piece, they see this like maniac.
The
like,
beast?
Dude, the
beast
monster.
comes out?
The guy with Dead at Birth tattooed across his collar
And
with
fuck you on his back.
Yeah. It's like the two hardest back to back. And Jett, just Old English across his stomach.
I don't know.
Perfect.
Like
Who hurt you?
yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. For me, I guess I approach drums the same way. Like when I get on stage, like when we play a show, like I'm like trying to hit the drums as hard as I can, give like 100% effort like throughout the whole set and put everything into it. And I think so. Like I guess when I'm doing that as a frontman or singer in a hardcore band, it's like that's the feeling that I have. Like I have to give that much. So when I'm yelling, it's not like I have this crafted screaming voice. It's like literally like I'm yelling at somebody because I'm angry.
I could truly say that there's very few people that have the intensity that you do. Like some people, they put on a show.
Yeah.
You are visceral
John
anger
Brandon-esque.
coming out of you. Yeah.
Au natural. You're doing great. And so many people don't know, and that's that's what we're here for. Piece by Piece, one of our favorite bands. We're gonna get into Terror now, okay? But I just need you to know, all right? Oh, look at that!
Oh shit!
Hey,
There he is. The coffee man has arrived.
greatest cup on planet Earth.
On planet Earth. Thank you.
We
This is
know
the
about
world's greatest latte.
I don't know. We've never been
Thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you, Zomu. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right, we're gonna take these. We're gonna go over to Scott's first
that's a good cup.
apartment in the Valley, and we're going to talk about the early days of Terror.
North Hollywood's.
We'll see you there. Scott, tell us where we are.
So this is what's the number? 5701 Clump Avenue, the first place I moved to when I first came to Los Angeles.
Now, was it the name Clump that drew you to the street?
It was honestly
Big Nutty Professor fan.
the cheapest place I could
You got a
find.
prize?
Good.
Yeah, it was so when I left Buffalo, I was living with 3 other members of Buried Alive. We had a house, apartment, or whatever you call it. And I think my rent there was like $350, everything, all utilities, everything. So
And you don't have power in the winter, so it's like, it's not a big deal.
So moving out here, the prices, and I think what I paid here was like, it was the studio in the back. It was tiny. It was fucked up, and I think it was like $750.
No. I want to say it was like 500.
It was
I think
cheap.
it was cheap.
It was cheap, but it was pretty much the cheapest place we could find. And I moved out here with my girlfriend at the time. She was in Chicago. I was in Buffalo. We had decided when Buried Alive broke up, we were going to move, and we decided on California. Like I said before, we didn't know if it was going to be San Diego, the Bay, here. I got the call from LaCroix.
Okay.
We did the first Terror Jam.
So is that at that jam, are you meeting Todd and Nick for the first time?
Yes. Walked cold into a room, knew they were going to be a little bit younger than me.
How much younger are they? 10 years?
We're 9 years apart.
Which in hardcore
So-
years is
Eternal.
Pretty
50.
pretty
Yeah,
decent.
I was 19.
Well, we're here. Speaking of this garbage can they're about to pick up, one time me and Corey were sitting out. I had like 2 little chairs back there,
Watch out.
and we used to sit outside. And me and Corey were sitting there, and we believe we saw someone come and dump a gun in there. It was this
perfect.
really bizarre thing
I mean,
that happened.
you're in North Hollywood.
What
Yeah.
happens in Clump, baby?
Maybe we should
It's
go
crazy.
back there.
Yeah.
If they kick us out, they kick us out.
Yeah.
So this was where I lived, right here. We just found out they turned it into a parking spot.
In the laundry room.
It was such a cheap and valuable place
Yeah.
that 2 parking spots
It was
is worth
literally,
more.
I think, just right there. And I had, right after we moved in, we got a dog, a rescue from, I can't remember where.
What kind of dog?
His name was Jules, I think, after Jules from Side by Side. I don't know, but a mean dog. The meanest dog I've ever seen. Bit many people.
Who did bite?
Notably, who did it bite?
Come on.
Todd got a little bit.
Todd got a little bit.
Just a little bit.
What was Todd's reaction to being bit by Jules?
I think he was pretty mellow. Were you there? No one could come in there. The dog was crazy. If you ever saw the Terror Keep Your Mouth Shut video, the dog's in it barking. We filmed some of that here, and I used to have chairs right here, and Nick probably picked me up here a million times.
So your whole apartment was basically the size of like a storage unit.
Just that thing right
Wow.
there.
2
I
parking
think,
spots.
would you think that was
2
just it?
compact parking spots.
Yeah.
This first practice, you guys meet each other. What is your first impressions of each other?
Nick, were you aware of Scott already from like Buried Alive and stuff?
I didn't know like the discography and the records. I just knew the band name, and people told me he's the greatest frontman ever. And even back then, I was like, all right,
they were
I'm
lying.
down, you know?
Wow.
But yeah, and then, I mean, just the first rehearsal, my memory is you came into the garage and almost right away you asked me, can you go in there and just play drums?
Oh, maybe it's.
And I literally just went into the room, closed the door, and you were just through the window, and I just played something all by myself.
I think if you're in a band, a hardcore band with a drummer that doesn't hit hard and can't play a fast beat, you're not good.
You're wasting your
So I was probably so in my head about the drumming, and
You're like, I got to get this out of the way.
he's
just get him
perfect.
in there.
He's perfect.
He's been
And
perfect.
Todd was perfect too. I didn't sing anything. I think you guys just ripped.
Well, I remember the first time we set up and played. We played Madball.
Oh, really? We did a cover.
The first song off Hold It Down.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, we played Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
that very first time?
Yeah, we're like, let's just play something. What's something we could play?
Wow.
And
Which came out like a year ago at that point, you know?
yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, but I think part of it, I mean, because Terror is tuned down a step from Carry On, and I think Madball was one of the main influences of, let's tune down slightly
Is it
from
D?
the
Is it-
typical E standard. Yeah, so Terror's D standard, Madball tunes the D standard. So I think that was kind of thing, let's play something that's in
D standard.
in this tuning, and we all love that record, and that's like that song I think was kind of a good example
The
of
genesis
kind
of Terror.
what we wanted to do.
Right. I think we jammed for an hour, and I think I went back to where I was staying in Arizona and said, what do you think about moving to LA? And I think it was pretty quick after I saw them play, and in my head I didn't want to be in a band, but in reality I probably did.
Not in your head, you're moving to California to join Terror, to start Terror. Is that like a conscious, coherent thought? Like, I'm moving to California to start this band, or I happen to be moving to California and happen to be starting
I was
this band?
moving to California to get away. Just, if you, I lived in Buffalo, 6 years?
Yeah.
Going on tour and seeing other parts of the world, I was just like, I want to try somewhere else. California was beautiful. I was moving here without music.
Clean slate.
Once I met these guys, then I was moving to LA to do Terror. I would say in Buffalo, real bands, I did Slugfest, Despair, Buried Alive. So this is round 4.
Round 4. You never know which one's going to be
You
the
didn't
one.
think round 4 was going to last 25 fucking years. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, did you think this would last?
No.
25 years?
Did anyone?
No.
Like, how many bands have lasted this long? Like 5.
The 10 album
I can
thing.
confidently say
Hardcore bands.
nobody.
The-
None of them but Terror.
That's what I'm saying. And I really I've thought about this a lot over the past year of just like, who has this many good records
Consistency,
and it's been
quality.
this consistent the whole time?
Yep.
I don't think it exists.
Thanks,
Many,
guys.
there's some that come close, but
It's a lot of work.
exactly.
Going into that first practice, did you have any, like, was the band name Terror in the world at all?
The actual name?
Yeah. Like, did someone like, this is what the band's called, or did that come later?
The way we got the name, if I remember correctly, is Matt Pike hit probably Todd up. Me or Todd, we both knew him. But he was, in the early days, Todd was really taking the reins of like getting shows and stuff like that. And it was like American Nightmares coming to California with Striking Distance and
Death
Threat. Do you guys want to play 3 of the shows? And I think we were like, yes. And he's like, okay, what's your name? We're like, we don't have one. And right here, I had the TV with a a bootleg VHS that I bought from Rick to Life. And it said Sheer Terror really big on it. And I think I was just sitting there and just saw it and just thought Terror, and I brought it up, and that was it.
It is crazy because it's such an iconic name, obviously. And did you guys run into any problems with like other bands named Terror? Like,
Al Qaeda.
like
We never, and I think by this point we have to own it since we have so many records
Yeah.
out, but there was never anything.
the word loses meaning after a while. It just becomes the identity, you know? Tell me about writing, the actual process of writing the demo. How fast did that come together?
I think it all came together in a few rehearsals, really. I think by the time we got together with Scott, there was maybe 2 songs written, so maybe, I want to say, Another Face and What Have We Done or something like that. Like,
were written or we did together?
or they were at the beginning stages. So there was a couple things. So I think once we're like, okay, full steam ahead, it was write a couple more songs, and then we had the 4-song demo. And
Everything happened so fast too. He had the studio. Maybe Todd had the connections to get us shows. We were all ready to go. Like everything just started happening. Like Matt Smith designed stuff, and I think he's the original bass player.
Yeah,
so he made the eagle and the first shirts
he
and
screen
stuff.
printed the first Terror shirts on. Todd and Matt had an apartment together in Woodland Hills, and the screen printer was on the balcony of the apartment, and he screen printed all the first Terror shirts there.
which is still for sale on the most
Yeah,
current
on
Terror.
Terror.
The
Terror.com.
eagle design, and there's one that Renee
gas
Knotzel
mask.
designed.
Renee from True
that's like,
Blue
yeah, like a
did.
gas
Really,
mask
really
thing
sure.
on a forest green.
Was the demo, did you guys put that out yourselves, or did Takeover do that?
Demo
We did it ourselves.
Burnt CDs.
Well, we like actually had them printed because they actually.
Oh, the
it was
actual
pretty.
disc.
It was pretty pro.
And what's the response like right off the bat?
Good.
It's working.
Better than any band I had ever been in.
Okay.
I think it was just like a beautiful merger of like, I'm a little older, coming from the East Coast. They're a little younger. They already got the actual hardcore scene on lock here. Like, at that time, I was so much into like All Out War, Marauder, Madball. That's all I was listening to, Stigmata at that time. And kind of fusing that where like they're more into like Floor Punch and like Striking Distance and stuff like that. Stuff I knew, but I never really leaned into. And we just had this merger, and the energy, and it was just like, you could just tell from the first show that like, just the energy. We just always had the energy, and they had all these friends. They had like a mosh team. They had a mosh team, and that's super important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a pretty seamless transition from Carry On Riding, at least for, I think, Todd's perspective, like, into the Terror stuff. The big change is tuning down a step to D standard tuning.
And that melody was kind of, whatever semblance of melody was in Carry On was kind of.
Yeah, I think that was like pretty seamless.
Yeah. Honestly, hearing that Another Face and What Have We Done being the first two songs,
makes sense.
Coming from Carry On, that kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but there was like some obvious changes of like the breakdown. Another Face is like a pretty heavy, stompy kind of breakdown that I don't think Carry On would do. So it was kind of like a conscious thing to do something heavier than Carry On, but not too heavy. It was kind of our version of what heavy was at the time.
Was Madball kind of on a hiatus, and we kind of were like, let's slip into the lane?
They haven't come back yet, because I mean, I think just a year later they did come back, and we played their first comeback shows.
When they came out here,
documented.
That's where Charlie showed up with his fucked up teeth right at this door too.
It's an important place. How fast does Lowest of the Low start coming together?
Yeah, well, we pretty much went on tour right away, because I think we recorded the demo probably like in February of 2002, played our first show April 2002, played shows with Striking Distance, Death Threat, and American Nightmare like within, I would say, May or something, and then we flew out and did the Hellfest in early summer of 2002.
Was that the tour with...
No, this is before the actual Death Threat Over My Dead Body tour, but we played our first East Coast show, or at Hellfest.
Did we also do...
That was first East Coast show ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
Furnace Fest was up there too, really early.
Well, that was part of
the tour.
Yeah, because later that summer, Death Threat and Over My Dead Body took us on tour. We did a full, like, I would say 6 weeks of the U.S. with
and that was bands. In the minivan, right?
In a minivan, which we illegally hooked up a U-Haul trailer to.
I rented a minivan. We put a hitch on it, fucking drove all over stuff, and the engine burned out in, like, Indiana, and I don't know what we did from there, but I canceled my credit card so they couldn't charge me for the whole
genius. Everybody should do that.
No,
try that.
Probably not anymore. This is stuff you could have done in the early 2000s.
I got away with it.
Give it a shot.
Did you have like a book of lyrics coming in, like, hey, I got these songs that I've written, or did it ever just come together?
Early Terror, there was a point after, like, maybe one with the Underdogs where it got tougher with lyrics, but the early stuff, it just came super easily. Like, I was so hyped up on the music and that the band was like hitting hard. Just came out pretty easily. But I don't think I showed up with anything.
Thematically, was any of the early Terror about frustrations with Buried Alive?
Yeah. Lots of it.
Wow.
I can read some of the early stuff and think of directly who I'm talking about. I don't want to put it out there.
That's sick.
You're playing shows again. You're fine. You know? Let's talk about Lowest of the Low. Do you consider this LP one? Even though it was a 10-inch or something?
I would.
Okay.
Close enough.
I mean, how many songs were on it?
Our LPs now at this point are basically the same.
Right.
So.
It's 16 minutes, but 16 important minutes. Tell me about writing this record, how quickly that came together, and why Bill Korecki was the guy to record it.
I'm going to give a lot of the stuff to him because his memory is much, especially about recording.
The whole Bill Korecki Cleveland thing, the things that he recorded were a huge influence on the beginning of the band. I think the Integrity Records, One Life Crew album. What else? He did the first Ringworm record. A
lot of Ringworm stuff.
But we flew out and we did like some shows with The Promise, I think, in Canada before the recording. And then we went straight to the recording. But I flew out to, I don't know where we flew into, but I flew my whole entire drum set which is
What?
I don't even know it's possible, but like we just
wild
showed up
stuff.
with drum cases to the
Holy
airport.
shit. Have you ever
And-
done that since?
No, but I don't know if it was free or very cheap, but they let us just check the whole entire drum set in at the airport.
Dude, I've never even heard of that.
Was at this point in your musical career, I know you already started recording stuff analog in the garage. Was recording with someone like Bill Korecki, like, was that kind of like an aspiration for yours, or was it just cool in the moment?
No, I was definitely into the whole. I think I'd always been into like the whole idea of being in the studio, going, walking in a recording studio and seeing all the gear and everything, set up. To me, that was always super cool. I had like recorded with Paul Miner early on, like the band I played bass in. We recorded with him, and that was the first time I like went into like a big studio and saw all this stuff. But this would have been the first time, like, I was really recording something in a cool studio, and he had a really cool studio. It wasn't the original place where he recorded all those, classic Clevo records, but he had moved to this big warehouse looking thing outside of Cleveland.
Did you learn
making
a lot working with him on that?
I learned, anytime we've recorded with, anybody from Bill Korecki up to, working with your brother, like, I always learn something. It's such a cool way for me, being able to, like, take it, apply it to what I do, working with other bands is, watching all these people work. Oh, they do this a little bit differently, or learning new things. So, yeah, I definitely learned a lot.
In the studio, I'm probably stressed out more than anything. Like, this has got to come out awesome. Hope my voice works. But I remember after we got a cassette of it and just in the van listening to it and being like, all right, it's pretty all right. Yeah, it worked out. So I just remember at that time we were just playing so much and like touring and like, obviously if you want to keep building momentum, you need a record that sounds good and has the energy, and that one worked. Yeah. And I remember Human Furnace coming, Frank came with them, and they were in full party mode. It was,
Frank was wearing a cowboy hat and a Ted Nugent shirt. We're like, who is this guy?
I think those times were a little bit less stress, We're just, everything was just happening so fast you couldn't really...
Well, terror is not your job. There's no pressure. It's just like, let's make a sick hardcore record.
Scott, when you moved to California, when I think of you, I think of like Dre, and I think of Nick and Corey and all those guys when you came to California.
It's funny with Dre because like I would see him all the time, and we would just say hi to each other, and then we'd both be like drinking and stuff, and eventually I think I just went up to him like, yo, we gotta hang out. And then we did.
Yeah.
But can I tell this great Dre story
Please.
from here?
This is Dre from Donnybrook, by the way.
So one time we played at Studio S. He had the Donnybrook, that's the Wings Beer Sports, sleep in the van, and we're not even on tour. So he parked the van out here. Was it a Terror van? The Donnybrook van? I don't know. A van got parked here because no one could stay here with me because my dog was so crazy. We slept and drank in the van the whole time, but we must have came in a little bit because we were taking a weight, like a curling weight, maybe a 20-pound weight, and we were spiking it into the floor just for fun, like drunk. And then when my girlfriend at the time came home, she was so mad because I didn't wake up to pick her up from the airport. She had to take a taxi. And when she got home, we had just spiked this weight into the ground like 50 times, and the whole floor was fucked up. So
maybe that's that little divot right there?
Maybe that's why they leveled it.
Was your floor concrete, or was there carpet?
It was concrete with a carpet, but you could. It was happening.
What was the lineup for Lowest of the Low?
People wise, Rich Thurston, right?
Yeah.
And Doug.
Doug
was in that early. Wow.
Todd, Doug, and Rich.
And then how was the response to Lowest of the Low? Just continued steamrolling?
And Bridge 9 bought us a van.
Wow.
He must have been the reason why we could afford Bill Korecki. I don't think it was probably that expensive.
I think the budget was like $1,500.
Okay.
And I think we recorded, mixed everything in like three days.
Wow. But Bridge 9 was popping, so we were just in the right. That was definitely not. That was like not me. That was like probably a Carry On, Carry Over.
What were some of the other bigger bands on Bridge 9 of this?
AN.
American Nightmare.
Death Threat.
Well, No
No
Warning
Warning?
was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And we actually verbally agreed to do the record with Indecision.
Wow.
Didn't we go out?
Well, this is after Lowest of Low.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So with the Underdogs?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Well, maybe there was some talks, but after Lowest of Low, when I guess we decided we were going to probably do a different label after Lowest of Low.
Okay.
We did have,
More Indecision talk.
we did.
Okay, I thought we committed to do the first record, Lowest of the Low, with Indecision, and then we backed out and had to be like, hey, sorry. I don't know exactly, but at some point we were gonna do something with Indecision.
Is there any reservations for you, being like Terror being what it is musically, throwing double bass in?
Yeah, that was strange because it was, I don't know whose idea it was. I don't think it was my idea.
That's
I felt
better off
it
without
was-
you, right? The
Mhm.
first.
I think it
the
was
first double
Todd's
bass?
idea, and so I always look at Lowest of Low as kind of like a compilation in a way because it's the demo, the 4 songs that are on the demo, 2 songs
From the 7-inch.
from the 7-inch that we did on Takeover Records.
What are the new songs? Better
And then
Off
we did
Without You?
3 new songs, and it was Keep Your Distance, and then 2 songs that have double bass in it, Better Off Without You and Lowest of Low.
And then a cover.
And
shit.
I'd never played double bass
Really?
before, so it was
Oh, you rocked it.
let's get a double bass pedal for the session, and we saved those 2 for the last. So we
So writing them, you didn't use the double bass. Did you know you were gonna do the double bass there?
might have just written them without any double bass. Let's try it with double bass in the studio.
So that was Todd just being like, come on.
I think he's like, let's try double bass, and I'm like, I could probably do it. Let's figure it out, and we did it in the studio, and
Because
It stuck.
it's out of character for like that kind of hardcore, but it also recreates that kind of hardcore subconsciously in your mind. And then it unlocked the potential for what you could do in the future. And it doesn't seem like that crazy
Yeah.
of a thing to do, but it is.
for me it was a big jump because to me that was like
Metal.
exactly. It was like kind of punk hardcore to like if a band had double bass.
Whoa.
If a band had double bass, it was like metal influenced,
Sure.
metal, whatever.
And there's double bass on Age of Quarrel for all the purists out there.
But Nick, you're
okay?
also a diehard Slayer fan.
Yes, but that was like later on. I would say
okay.
like, well, not too much later on. Piece by Piece is named after a Slayer
Yeah.
song.
Was that Edgar?
Edgar got me into Slayer, Sepultura. He is the one that got me into all the old school thrash stuff.
Okay.
Remember when we went to Japan and Edgar, the minute we got there, bought that
The
Slayer
guitar?
guitar?
Yeah, within an hour of being in Tokyo.
Had to have it.
Yeah. And then he also got a ticket for smoking on the street because he rolled out with his Jeff Hanneman Rain and Blood guitar, and he was like, hell yeah, and lit up a smoke, and we're like walking down the street, and 10 street officials they all surrounded him in a circle, and he's like, what's going on? He's
They've
holding
never
the
seen
guitar.
anyone like this.
Yeah.
A Valley Cholo in the middle of
Yeah,
Japan.
and he got a ticket, and yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, well, we're actually right around the corner from an iconic Valley venue that's no longer around called Studio S. We're going to go check it out, stand in front of there, and see if any memories pop up.
Sounds good. How are we going to find this fucking place?
We got to just follow the vibes. All right, we're now here on Satsuma Avenue in North Hollywood, outside of the bones of what was once Studio S. Even reading the word Satsuma sent chills down my spine. Tell me about what you remember from Studio S.
Hanging out in the parking lot.
A lot of hanging out over here. It was great for me because when I first moved here, like going to the showcase theater in Corona,
Days away.
it could take 3 hours
Easily.
And for someone from
Eternal.
Buffalo, that was like insane. Chain Reaction, 2 hours. This took me fucking 4 minutes, so this was beautiful for me.
Yeah,
And-
and there wasn't really any other venues in the valley. Like, kind of the Cobalt Cafe, but Nobody
that popped
really
off
liked-
a little later.
yeah. But this was like the one spot in the valley where there were shows happening.
And it was kind of run by a dude and his girlfriend, so it was kind of like anarchy a little bit.
It was lawless.
It is funny because it's like I feel like so many hardcore shows now are in proper venues with bathrooms and places to get water or something.
Right.
And it's like driving up here, it was like this wave of nostalgia. And thinking about coming here when I was 17, 18 years old, it's like, well, I probably should not have been around the corner from Circus Liquor in the middle of the night doing the things that we were doing.
The first show I ever played in my first band, I sang here when I was 14 years old. I had absolutely no business being anywhere near here. And it was awesome. So,
Yeah.
And the door guy was the first guy I ever heard call Taylor Trailer. So that has stuck with me.
You never let him live it down.
Never let him live it down.
I remember I booked a Terror show here once, and in my life I've booked shows, but very rarely, and I did book a Terror show here
Who was
once.
on it?
I have no clue, no idea. I just remember, like, I feel like there was a vibe, like they weren't paying the bands what they should be paid, so I can't remember who worked the door, but it was very like, we're gonna count how many people are here and get what we deserve.
Okay.
It was probably like 287 people or something like that.
You got $287.
Pardon this interruption. I've got to tell you about the unbelievable sponsor for this week's episode, and this is something I've been dying to talk to you about for almost a year now. I've been battle testing Unplugs hearing for almost a year. What are unplugs? Thought you'd never ask. Unplugs are the greatest earplugs I've ever used in my life, and you can quote me. Can you imagine an earplug invented by the visionary audiologist that invented the in-ear canal hearing aid? Well, you don't have to anymore, because that's what these are. They're designed to fit perfectly, stay in, and switch between whichever mode you need most. All you do is plug and unplug with one simple click. In plugged mode, you get negative 19 decibels of high fidelity sound control. That's not just jargon. That means you're only cutting out the harsh decibels and still maintaining the sound of the concert you're at, the movie you're at, or the instrument you're playing live. And like I said, I've been battle testing these. I wore them at Hellfest. I wore them at Tied Down. They've endured dozens of stage dives and hundreds of spin kicks. In unplugged mode, you get a mechanically based transparency mode. That's right. I can hear everything going on around me now. You get to skip the annoying routine of taking in and putting back in your earplugs throughout the entire show. And with this nice magnetic case, you're bound to always have them with you. They've done the science so you can focus on the sound. Head over to unplugshearing.com and check out all the color options and accessories available now. And to anybody who stayed to the end of this ad, enter the words "Yo Banana Boy" in the comments below for a chance to win a free pair of unplugs. Back to the episode. Speaking of Studio S, could you, off the top of your head, tell me the worst show Terror has ever played?
In the world?
Yes,
Ever?
ever.
Jesus Christ. When I
For
walked
all
off stage after 3 songs because I was so drunk I didn't know what was going on and Nick yelled at me. That was a low point for me.
Do you remember where you were?
The UK somewhere.
Was it hard to yell at him about that?
I don't remember yelling.
Well,
I thought Jordan yelled.
Someone yelled at me.
I think Jordan gave
And it wasn't yelled, it was disappointed.
So this was kind of later on.
It was it was probably around, well, like Keepers of the Faith time. Like
Important time.
Mid 2000s. We got up on stage at a festival. I thought we were done, and I sat down backstage, and everyone came and said, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was awesome." They're like, "Dude, we played 3 songs, and you said goodnight and left." What the fuck?
like 3 songs in the set. You called out
Oh, the last song?
Keepers of the Faith. And I was like, all right, I guess this is the last one.
I feel like visually in my brain, I can see Nick with his like smile laugh going on in that moment.
And those festivals, sometimes you don't play the allotted time.
Yeah, they
right?
probably had 45 minutes for us,
Yeah.
and we did 7.
They were demanding why you didn't play that long.
Sounds like a great idea. We should do that more often.
Yeah. Anything come to mind for you? Worst Terror show of all time?
I think there was a show, we used to talk about this being a bad show, and we played a show in New Zealand where the stage was like this high and there was like 7 people there and the PA stopped working like 3 songs in, and then we just like kind of walked off the stage and like just exited the building like, let's just go back to the hotel.
Nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
What about at Studio S? Things and shows that come to mind here.
I remember I was on the way here. This is where I met Chad Gilbert, who did a lot for Terror. I remember he was rolling up to the show with Toby from H2O, and I met him outside, like right here. Just like Nick said, it was more just like hanging out. This was like the
parking lot situation.
Yeah,
It
there was
became,
a lot of hanging, a lot of drinking. I remember, did 100 Demons play here? Because
I know there was a Marauder Agents of Man gig here.
I remember Pete was here. I've got to think it was for 100 Demons, and we all walked to Circus Liquors, which is like a couple blocks, and I must have reached in my back pocket to pull my wallet out, and he's like, "Hey man, you dropped a blunt," and I looked down and I just, oh shit, like, so just it was a lot of like hanging out. It was this was like
nefarious.
I feel like the Terror crew, they created the parking lot situation.
Yeah.
Well documented.
Yeah,
there would be, I don't know, 30 of us hanging out outside until maybe there was a band that we wanted to watch, and then we would just walk through the front door and we would just tell them like we're on the guest list and just walk into the building and there'd be like a line of 30 people, and we would just watch this set and then go back to the van afterwards. Or
I remember some weird thing too, like right over here, Big Zach put a sticker on the back of some girl's SUV or something, and she pulled it off and all the paint came off. Or
How long did Studio S actually last?
I'd only been a
year or
year,
two?
2 years tops. Like, it was pretty quick.
how many times do you think Terror played here? Twice? For me, it was
I didn't
just
even
awesome.
remember
I'd
Terror
just come
playing.
here, whatever. I just walk. I could maybe even just ride my bike here.
Did you ride a bike when you got here?
I don't know, because like drinking and driving is a bad thing. I've never really drank and drive, so maybe I just walked here or whatever. Forgot.
How into drinking
Scott on a
were you?
bicycle is like
This
Rick the
time,
Life on a
this
It's
horse.
a hilarious.
Yeah,
This is
very funny,
concept.
yeah.
prime drinking.
Okay.
This era, prime drinking.
So you
Yeah.
restarted your life, and you were and alcohol was priority number one.
You're like, I'm going to do a clean slate. I'm becoming an alcoholic.
I kind of like gave up the weed and went straight to drinking heavily, which was not
And whose influence was that?
the wonderful Three Guns.
Yeah. And then he left you. Now, Nick, you claimed Edge to join Carry On. Has that ever been even a second thought since?
I think I just enjoyed watching the spectacle of all the crazy shit happening. And I also kind of like always wanted to make sure nothing bad happened to people. So I was like, I'm the responsible one. I'm going to be here to talk to the police when the police show up, or I'm going to be here to drive everybody home after everybody gets fucked up. And
He also was the person that would be like, what the fuck, no one's partying. The straight edge guy shows
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
Mad Dog 2020. So I don't know what he's talking about.
I will also say that knowing everyone that has been involved over the course of, the last 20 years, Nick really is the meme of the dog smiling in the burning house.
Yeah.
Where he's just having a good time and it's just chaos around him.
But then at the height of the chaos is when the NickGoDie persona, I think, really came to fruition. Where it's like, you didn't need to be partying because you were the craziest motherfucker there.
You would also know he was going to wake up without a hangover. Jesus
That's
Christ.
true. It's very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Was this a conscious, character that you developed?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
This is like very beginning of like social media.
Yeah.
Like Twitter was like just started, Instagram just started, and it was kind of like our way of taking the piss out of everybody. Like, let's just post fucked up, crazy shit on the internet, and some people might think it's real. We know it's we know it's a big joke and we're fucking with people, but is it?
Yeah.
And obviously at the time we're like, you're not thinking long term, like, oh, I could post this on the internet and it'll be there forever.
Digital footprint wasn't a thing.
Exactly. So it's
From an outsider's perspective, well, I was kind of an insider. I was living with Nick.
Yeah.
Watching the persona go on and off was always very funny. Because there would be like some people visiting the house, NickGoDie's on. They leave the house, instant change back to Nick Jett. It was very comedic.
I remember your Twitter bio when you were at NickGoDie was something like, I would like to meet Killa Cam at some point.
Did you?
I never met him, but he followed me on Twitter.
Hey,
And
that's a win.
That was like
You did it.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest
That
things.
is a win.
Yeah.
So,
Well-
Colin, this is where you met Scott?
I love this story.
I met Scott.
I do not believe the story.
I met
for the
Scott
record.
at Rockies.
Oh, okay.
The great Rockies.
When Terror played there.
No, you were just there, which I thought
At
was
the
cool.
Whiteman's
White-
Airport?
Whitman Air.
Whitman Airport, yeah.
Whitman, come on, bro.
Whitman, sorry.
Another
Come on.
keep your mouth shut video
Exactly.
staple.
I just filmed a movie there. That's where that movie was shot. It was at Rockies. And I was walking around the set going, this was a venue. And all these people are
Edgar's
like, who
mom
the fuck
owned the
are you?
restaurant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rockies, dude. Edgar, it all comes back
It all
to
comes back to Edgar.
But I was walking around at this show. I'm probably wearing an all-out war shirt or something. And Scott comes behind me.
Wait, this is Rockies or here?
This is Rockies.
Oh, I thought it was here,
And I'm
but
like
okay.
15 or 16, and Scott comes up behind me and just says, "Dying breed," and then points at me and leaves. And it was like, all right, my fate is sealed. And then he gave me and my brother stuff for the next 10 years. So I might be the original Scott's Tot.
Now that's like a $2,000 worth of stuff I gave.
Yes,
you.
yes, yes.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, but I'm paying it forward now. Best 2000s hardcore band of all time. All right. So now I think we need to transition to Terror HQ in a
Ground
way.
Zero.
We're going to go over to Granada Hills to, what would you describe this place as?
Swinton Ave.
My parents' house.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, Swinton Ave.
The place that started it all. We'll see you there. All right, we're here in Granada Hills on Swinton Ave at what was once Terror headquarters.
This is an important one.
What comes to mind for you just seeing this house again?
Chaos. Crazy. I mean, it was our home base to record and write and practice. Like everybody practiced here, and then we had the recording studio set up so we can record our ideas right away. And this is pre-digital, so
Yeah, tape.
tape machine.
We were rolling tape, baby.
Get the tape machine rolling, and we would record all of our ideas.
So piece by piece, NDC, Wings Beer Sports, is that all here?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and
Did you record Donnybrook here too?
Internal affairs.
we did that.
Knife fight.
There's that piece by piece Donnybrook split.
Yeah.
I recorded the Donnybrook stuff here for that. Yeah, I did all this, the knife fight records.
Backtrack, Take Offense.
Yeah, and then later on did Backtrack.
Relentless.
Relentless.
I did that in Australia.
They were here for a while.
Were they?
I think you recorded something here.
Okay.
I just thought of a funny thing with the vocals for one with the Underdogs were done here.
Yep.
And Josta and Isaac rolled up with Jules Jordan in some sort of SUV and did that here. That
What
was
kind of
cool.
SUV?
I don't know. Was it an SUV? I feel like it was some big ass white SUV. I don't know. Escalade.
Is it true? I've heard a rumor, Bo-esque, that Spit My Rage and Joss and Isaac being on it is one of the things that led to Todd not wanting to be in Terror anymore.
No, because he was already out, but he didn't love the idea.
Okay.
Which, I don't know.
We're past
I
it.
wonder what he thinks of it now, honestly.
I mean, it's timeless.
All right, well, if we're talking about rumors.
Now it's
is
mine.
Is there a rumor that Todd was tuning his guitar, broke a string, and then hurled his guitar at the wall and left recording of one with the Underdogs?
I think 2 days in a row.
At Sound City Studios.
So
yeah.
we're talking not a cheap left.
No. So
Todd can do whatever the fuck he wants, though.
Right.
He writes iconic music.
Just to get out of here.
Yeah.
Sound City, not good enough. Sorry.
And Sound City, home of Elton John, Fleetwood Mac,
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty,
Terror.
Twitching Tones.
Twitching Tongues.
Iconic spot. So that was where One with the Underdogs was recorded. Was it written here?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we did all the demoing here. We had all the songs kind of worked out here, and then, yeah.
So Todd told us he didn't want to tour, but he kind of wanted to stay in the band as a songwriter. But then when it came down to the studio time, there was a little bit of stress. But whatever, I'm always stressed out too.
Sure. Was One with the Underdogs a tumultuous time, or is that one you look back at fondly?
I think it was pretty smooth, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, there was still a lot happening. We were touring so much. We were getting all these cool tour offers. I mean, we got to tour with, at the time, I think, Blood for Blood took us out.
Is this when the Biohazard European tour is?
That was before we recorded.
Which is, that's crazy that
So
happened.
was
First trip.
Was Todd being out? Was this the first big lineup change for Terror?
It was scary. I remember I was like, oh, fuck. But then Nick gave me a demo of some stuff he wrote, and I was like, okay, we're going to be all right.
So
Which was stuff for Always the Hard Way.
So riff-wise, was this kind of when you first started physically writing riffs as post one with the Underdogs?
Well, I'd written stuff for Piece by Piece, and
Sure.
but actual riffing and trying to play something like Todd would write. That was what I was trying to do. It was the first attempt at it, and so yeah, it was, obviously.
Hey, you did great.
Talking more about Swinton.
Yeah.
So I lived here for like 5 years. Nick lived here for
Wow,
So-
5 years.
a little bit of lore about the house. This was your mom's house. You lived here with all the maniacs and Givens. Had like a half a door because it got ripped in half. They destroyed the house so badly that Nick's mom kicked them all out.
Perfect.
And then Nick somehow convinced her to let us rent the house again with the caveat that we wouldn't throw any parties, and that simply was not the case. Every Halloween when kids would come up, the parents would kind of shoo them away. They're like, no,
Not that house.
that's the party house. I'm like, we have candy for the kids. What are you talking about? But yeah, it was.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how the house is still here because
It looks beautiful. And
Right.
Lightning McQueen lives here. Good job. Everything's fine. I remember two later instances where we were playing board games one time, and you got so mad you left your own house.
I did, yeah.
And then Emily swears I farted in her nose, which I dispute.
100%
She
happened.
said I was standing next to her face and farted, and I dispute this.
Both things happened for sure.
No, first one happened. Second one, no way. I would never do that.
I feel like I've left my house at different houses because I was so angry about a board game.
And then there was a Halloween where Taylor came dressed as you, and you were already mad. And I think he walked in and went, "What? I don't like parties." And you said, "Not now."
There was a party where fireworks were going off inside the house.
yeah, that was Luis. That's what my mind went to. Was Luis throwing fireworks into the house.
Edgar's Spanish rock band played in the living room.
Sick.
I had to go rinse a carpet cleaner the next day because it was just soaked with alcohol.
This is when you threw up on Ronnie's face.
No. That was.
Where was that?
That was. I mean, yes, that was here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. Every band from 2010 to 2015 stayed here.
Emily Chancellor ate dirt in the backyard.
She ate dirt. She dug a hole with her mouth. Yeah. It was.
It's a great house.
Death Threat stayed here while they were on tour once when my parents still lived here. My parents made breakfast for Death Threat. I thought that was one of the coolest things.
That's weird because Aaron stayed with Martín and Dre once and hung out with Martín's mom for she cooked for him and stuff. So
I feel like there's always these iconic hardcore houses in different places.
This is a
And
hub, yeah.
Swinton was definitely one of them.
Because it was one guy's out, one guy's in, one guy's out, one guy's in.
At one point, I had 3 random Craigslist roommates that were absolutely insane.
Different wrestlers.
Yeah, different. Yeah, it's a weird time.
you stayed here after Nick was gone?
I stayed after Nick was gone. Yeah.
You were the final resident, really.
Yeah. I mean, I showed the house to the people that currently own it. So
Yeah, we just talked to them before we started rolling, and she said, "Oh, I still get Emily's mail." Pretty cool. When did you move into this house?
I was 18, I think, so that would have been 2000.
So that's kind of right when your this journey that we're talking about is starting to pop off.
Yeah, because I think when I moved here, shortly after I moved here is when I joined Carry On. And yeah, I remember practicing for the Carry On songs. I had a drum set up in this bedroom, in that front bedroom. Set up my drums in that room and just on headphones. And I think I recorded all the 7-inch stuff onto a CD. I hooked
To
up
send
my
to them?
turntable and put the set list together from the vinyl. I made the CD, and then I just had a Walkman or Discman with the CD. It was practicing the songs in that bedroom right there, and then ultimately, this is where we first met for the first first
How long
Terror
after
Jam.
you moved in here did the garage become the studio? Because if the
Well, it
drums
would've-
were in a bedroom,
Yeah, shortly after we moved in here, my parents, they said, yeah, you can build a studio in the garage. They let me take over the whole garage, and my ex-girlfriend's father at the time was a carpenter, and the two of us, I helped him. We built interior walls inside the garage, so we soundproofed it.
Built a
so it was
booth.
really like, I mean, you can crank it up in there and you could barely hear a rumble, standing right here.
Did we record all of Live by the Code here? The whole thing?
We recorded the drums at the studio in Hollywood, and then we did all the guitars, vocals here.
We were doing
like
gang vocals
reamped.
in the garage.
Yeah.
It was
Straight up.
crazy when we started writing during the pandemic for Pain of the Power when I still lived in LA, because I was in Burbank, so I would take the same route to Granada Hills to meet him and Todd, and I was like, this is fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Like 20 years later.
It was funny on the way
same
here.
drive.
The navigation was having us go some weird way. I was like, okay, this is not it. Get off on 118.
No, and then we got
Get
off on Spolva, and I was like, this is the fucking
it.
exit.
Yeah.
It made me feel weird just pulling up, so I really can only imagine how you guys feel.
I remember one time there was like an insane show at the Cobalt where there was a giant fight and all this chaos was happening. And then like the next day, Emily's like, wake up, something's happening. I looked out the window and there's like 10 cop cars in the front. I was like, oh no. But someone had broken into the neighbor's house and jumped over the Cadillac and out our back fence. So the cops were luckily there for not me.
This is
or
when
anyone
you
that I
also
know.
woke up driving to work when you lived here.
Well, I would wake up in my car a lot, yeah.
That's fucked
I
up.
was very stressed out about being late to work, so the car would be on, and I'd just be like, oh, I gotta go back to bed. It's 2 a.m.
I got a question to debunk. I believe I have said 1,000,000 times the Terror demo you played without anyone else. You just played. No scratch track, no nothing. But this is not true. Is
the
this,
way to do
what's
it.
the truth?
I mean, that could have been a
I feel
possibility
like you,
we've
because I've
done-
never seen anything like this. I think you were like, play in the control room, went to the drums, listen back. I think that's how it
We've
went.
definitely done that before, so it might be true for the demo where we did that. But also, it most likely was Todd hooked up to some, guitar, and he would play along with me, and we would record some guitar.
I don't think so.
I would say being in a band with someone who just goes, don't worry, I got it all in my head, and you're just like, bullshit. And then they go in there and they record drums first, and it's just all in their head. I believe that this happened.
I think that's how it was.
It's gotta go
Because I
somewhere.
had never
you know?
imagined something like that.
Yeah, and this is like, the tape machine is crazy because you only have so much time on the tape too. So it's like, you have to run in there and fucking hit the thing and
This
whatever.
was a prelude too of watching Nick do 1,000,000 things for Terror. Like there's certain things that I could always do, but there's certain things I could never do. And he's like the person, if you ask him to do anything, he's gonna get it done, which there's 1,000,000 things he still does.
I feel like you guys are the perfect tag team in a band for that, because I feel like Colin and I are that for God's sake. It's like everyone needs the yin to their yang,
Because I'm sure not the fuck gonna go and help with the recording, so he's doing it all, and I'm just sitting there. But then there's other things that I can fucking get done.
Like what?
Talk to people, make shit happen.
You lose Todd. One of the Underdogs is done. One of the Underdogs is out. How now does Terror regroup, and how fast do you kind of just keep the wheels moving?
What do we go for? 3 guns, right? This is the entry of Frank for
Yeah,
Todd?
Frank replaced Todd.
What a
So-
replacement.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was a power up. I wonder if we said we got to get a motherfucker.
So Frank went from Ringworm.
He was
To
still
Terror?
in Ringworm though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think Ringworm was touring that much at the time, so he was at home. I think Frank was working at National Tire and Battery, one of those chain.
Fuck yeah.
And
So he was dying to do anything else.
he was down.
Yeah.
That's when the insanity picked up a level. The insanity picked
In
up
your mind and body.
in reality.
So this was like a big jumping off point for Terror, though, right? Like, because I remember this was the record that I went to Best Buy, and it was on like the new releases. Like the CD had
This is
like
a Trustkill,
a
so-
fake vinyl record, like
Yeah.
scratchy top.
And it was
Yeah.
available at Best Buy.
It was available
It was
at Best
amazing.
Buy, and it was like
this was Trustkill, and he was. Then this was when CDs sold, so he could sink some serious money into
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, we had like a video budget where we
Yeah,
were
we
able to
weren't
do
like
that.
making money, but he was pushing us with real money.
Where was the Overcome video?
LA River.
Yeah.
How the hell did you get down there?
That house also is where Dre took the death threat mug that got thrown. So those cabinets that don't exist anymore.
R.I.P. the death threat mug. We'll get you one made.
Dude,
It's coming.
I've never seen it again.
Well, I got a guy. I got a mug guy. All right. Well, Terror has moved on generation to generation. Always found a way to regroup. Always found a way to keep going. So I figured we would do the same and go to the Valley's next generation hardcore hub in the Midnight Hour Records. So let's head over there now and keep this going.
Amen.
We'll see you there. Hey, we're back here at Midnight Hour Records, the hub of hardcore in the Valley in 2026. Back here with Terror and some other now very special guests.
Agreed. Come on in.
Wow. Hey, it's Martín.
Martín of every band.
Martín of Terror, God's Hate, etc. Here for his official 5th HardLore appearance.
Wow.
Fifth.
This is yours as well. That means you guys are
Five-timers.
Tied?
You guys are both. You two and Dan Celia are the first 3 members.
Well, I got
of,
sixth coming up real soon, so I'm
You do.
about to be in the lead.
Hey, maybe I do too. How do you?
You never know. Look. It is a competition, and you're all winning. But welcome to the 5 Deadly Venoms Club. We're in it. Martín, you have now been in Terror for 20 years.
Yeah.
How does that
I think
feel?
it's 20, right? Yeah. I think this is officially 20 this year, maybe.
Crazy.
Feels crazy. It's like a lifetime, basically.
Do you guys ever think about how little time was spent as Terror existing without Martín?
I didn't think about it until recently because somebody asked me actually, and I was talking about. I was like thinking, man, Todd was in the band for about this much time. You
What's
know?
Todd, like 3 years?
Like
Maybe.
ish,
Yeah.
like maybe pushing 3, but like 2. I would say more like 2 or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but
He's
I think it's something
recently
like that.
made a triumphant return. That's
right.
So,
Yeah.
helping with a lot of things, but that is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So Three Guns was in the band
Yeah.
after one with the Underdogs. Going into Always a Hard Way?
Yes, because I had.
And then Martín jumped in.
we retook a band photo.
How
with
long
me.
was Frank in the band? Less than 2 years?
It was like the
Yeah,
same
less than
thing,
2
I feel
years.
like.
It seemed like a long time.
Yeah,
thinking about it. But
Frank was there when we recorded Always the Hard Way, and we took band photos with him, and then he dropped the bomb. Well, actually, Martín dropped the bomb on me. And
You told Scott Frank was joining Hatebreed?
yes,
Yeah, because he. yeah, he hadn't told anyone yet.
backstage at the show place.
It was at the showcase.
Showcase, my
The
bad.
showcase theater.
My bad. Buffalo's got a showcase.
But
that was on the way back from recording because we did Always a Hard Way recording, did a
And
tour.
with shows with
all the way
Ringworm.
back
With
to
Ringworm.
LA. And Showcase was the last show, and that's where you.
This is what,
We got
2005?
ish, yeah. Like
So
right at
this is like Terror was like a huge part of at least my life, but I think a lot of people my age's life, because we would see bands like Hatebreed on MTV2 or whatever. Like I know I Will Be Heard was a big video that made me like, people are moshing. This is insane. I want to do that. But it's like if you went to a Hatebreed show in that era, it's just
Unmoshable.
it is. Yeah, it is. It is Ozfest. It is not moshable. You
can
could.
mosh, you
You
can
couldn't.
different
type of
You couldn't
mosh.
express yourself
A
that
I
way.
definitely
type of
did.
mosh.
So I definitely thought.
It's like so. Terror was the band that was like, this sounds like Hatebreed, but it has the shows that I want to go to.
Sure.
So yeah, this was a monumental turn in my life.
Right.
Now you're this indispensable tool live where you're singing, you're learning songs left and right.
He's
You-
pretty fucking amazing.
You
He
guys-
is incredible.
You guys have the craziest system of being a band where you all fly separately. You don't ever practice together.
We live in different places.
You live in different places and somehow it works. Do you guys practice independently ever?
Before we tour,
No for me, but
since I am more responsible, before we tour, I get in my car. I try to do this 4, 3, and 2 days before, the day right before rest. I go in my car and literally turn on Hatebreed or Marauder or something, turn it up, and scream as loud as I can and try to blow my voice
So
out.
not Terror.
No.
Okay.
That would be the last.
overload.
And I literally just scream at the top of my lungs and try to blow my voice out. And then, like, once my voice comes back, it's usually, I can go
That's conditioned.
for a long time.
Invincible
Yeah.
mode.
So that's my practice. I don't know if that's practicing, but that's what I do.
What about you, Nick? Drums are a thing where
I don't do nothing with
Really?
it. Yeah,
Even
I
before
mean,
a show, he just texts.
muscle
He
memory.
doesn't.
You guys do tour a lot.
but that's the thing. It's like we have 3 weeks off. Like, we're fine. We're good to go if it's that short of a gap between tours.
So these carry-on shows are like the most you've ever practiced.
That's
in
a lot of.
years.
We practice 5 or 6 times, and
And that's insane.
Scott, let me ask you something. Have you had to play okay, as someone that has had to do this, have you had to play a Terra set without Martín in it in the last
Yes,
few years?
we did a show. We did a show in the last 2-3 years with me singing, Nick on drums, Carl from Hate Breed First Blood on
Terror.
And Terror.
guitar, and not Jordan, and Chris on bass.
How hard of a day was that for you? Because for me, when he's not at a God's Hate show, I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Let me give you an even harder example. Anytime I play with Buried Alive, it's because it's just me, and it's like Terror's muscle memory, so I can go through it, and I'll just skip some of the parts with his Terror where I know he's supposed to sing it and it's fine. But Buried Alive with no one and I'm not used to it, that's fucking tough.
You gotta join Buried Alive.
That makes
I did play a couple of times.
playing with Buried Alive makes me realize how strong Terror is.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's tough. And Buried Alive's no slouch either, but
I feel something similar, no disrespect to them, but when I have to go on tour with Sabalba, play shows, and it's like 4 people that aren't these guys, and they're not as, like you said, responsible.
Yeah.
And you just get thrown into this mix with 4 psychopaths that are just like, it's like wrangling cats.
Well,
It's an oiled machine.
Zabalba is
Not
much like
necessarily well
King 9. It's like, it's Voltron and they're missing the head.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And I'm not going to be
Yeah.
that. I'm just along for the ride with something like that, but it makes you see things differently, where you're like, holy shit, like, these guys kind of don't know what they're doing. But
like
do.
you said, how crazy is it that Terra could literally be like, you guys have a show in Mexico City in 4 days, and I would just know we would just show up there and everything would be fine. Everyone would be there on
I'm
time,
so
get
jealous.
themselves there, and we would just make it happen.
Even like when we were practicing, we would sound check with new songs on this tour, songs that we hadn't played yet, and we would get up there for the first time and like, all right, you guys ready? He counted off, and then we would just play it, and we're like, oh shit,
Pretty good.
Yeah, we know it. Like, that's kind of insane.
I think it's just a testament to the longevity. You know, you are
do it
where you are
enough.
for a reason.
Yeah.
Do anything for 24 years, you'll get it.
On that note, after 24 years and 10 LPs, is there a record in particular that each of you thinks is kind of more underrated in the Terror discog?
I have one. Damn the Shame.
And
that was like the first record that I actually got to record the guitar tracks on and stuff. And
Scott, what's your least favorite record?
I'll underrate that one. I'll underrate that
at
one.
the time,
Record is incredible,
we
by the way.
played so many of those songs like in those following years, and then slowly but surely things just kind of like shifted, and we started playing different songs, blah blah blah. And I don't even think we've played anything off of that in a while, but there's songs that
You hit
Or
Betrayer
like
every now
Betrayer
and then.
occasionally.
yeah, occasionally, but there's songs
Banger.
I miss, and yeah, like that's, you know,
I feel like musically that was the most like metallic hardcore you guys got.
felt
and
like it. In retrospect, it feels that way.
The production too.
Yeah,
really, like,
it's-
super clean.
The record is incredible. I know you feel a certain way about it.
It's for me though too. It's like that was my lowest point as a human being.
The recording experience was fucking nuts.
But the song "Let Me
Is that
Sing,"
where I fell through the table?
Yes.
the song "Let Me Sing"
Yeah.
is
How'd
a
you fall
great
through a
song.
table?
The party.
Oh my god. Do you want to tell this?
I mean, long story short, we were staying at Zeus's house. He has a house next to the studio. We threw a party with who?
That's just like, it was just us. It was us, mostly,
And I
maybe
was-
1 or 2 guests.
I was standing on a chair chugging a bottle
no,
of
you
wine.
were standing on the table.
No, I think I was
Right?
on a
Oh,
chair.
maybe you were on a
I think
chair.
It was like a movie. I was standing on a chair with a bottle of wine. It was just like fell through the
glass
fell through the glass table.
Fucking Tommy Boy.
Yes.
It's on film somewhere.
on-
It was
from
recorded.
like a-
We had a
from like a
video of
flip-
it.
Here it is.
Don't give him any ideas.
Here it is. You can't take it back now.
I
They've
would
seen it.
fail to find that.
After that party, I was so hungover for 2 days. I canceled vocals for 2 days. I was just like, dude, I cannot do it. Then I was like, definitely tomorrow. The next day, I was like, dude, I cannot do it.
Yeah, that was rough.
Shame.
It was a crazy time.
What's your most underrated Terror?
I feel like the 25th hour really gets no shine, no talk about, but I haven't listened to it in a long time.
It's good.
So
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Still play it.
Do you still play the first song?
Yeah.
I
We were
remember
doing
the
that
gang
on this
vocals.
past tour.
I like that's one of my favorite things that Jordan wrote is the 25th hour intro.
Yeah.
The gang vocals you and your brother did, and Ben Cook kept calling you the twins.
The twins.
I
dude.
heard that
Yeah.
multiple
That was
times.
Paul
Yeah.
Miner's studio?
Twins. They were like
Yeah.
5 years apart.
That was.
There was definitely a little bit. There was like a gotta kill this guy.
Yeah.
I need the twins.
But it worked.
I'm pretty
It
sure.
sounds good.
I'm pretty sure Colin Taylor hated No Warning from then on.
No.
Because he's just like the fucking twins.
No.
Like,
I'm a Surfer Surviving guy. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Okay, 25th hour. Yeah, I could see that. When was the 4-word album title thing a conscious decision?
It was for a while, and then it went.
Why?
I don't know.
I think it was an accident.
Yeah, it was a
and then
coincidence, and then it was noticed, so I tried to keep going with it, and then at a certain point, it was like, this is dumb.
Okay. Album mate.
Or
really.
impossible.
Did you guys ever see the Always the Hard Way misheard lyrics video that
I
somebody
remember
made?
that. It was on YouTube.
Dude, it's
What
gone.
does that
It's
mean?
gone. Yeah, it was like someone listened to the song without reading the lyrics and like kind of made up their own. And it was just like
Yeah.
And they
it was
animated it.
I
nonsense.
burned it.
Yeah,
I burned a DVD
yeah,
or something like
Yeah.
that.
Were the lyrics cool or funny? Like
It was
stupid?
fun.
It was
meant to be
awesome.
funny.
It was
fun. Actually-
Like,
I
it was
actually
like a
have a
little
line in
cartoon that
mind.
went along with it. Yeah.
a line from Enemies Are Mine. The Andy says, 30 long years and I'm still
No,
cool,
that's-
cool as fuck.
Cool, and it says
Enemies
core.
in
It
sight.
says core.
Enemies in sight.
Yeah.
Enemies in sight, sorry, yeah.
What's
The
that?
real lyric is core.
It's
the
cool.
last- the last
Because
track
it is
on
written and kind of sonically sounds like cool as fuck.
I'm still
But core as fuck is actually awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
as fuck
never
is
say. Imagine me saying
Yeah.
I'm cool as fuck.
Was 25th hour your underrated pick?
I think always the hard way because I mean it's fast. There's some like hard breakdowns, and I like the production. For me, it's kind of special. I think because it was the first one that I was writing a lot of the stuff. So
And the layout is so cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it was
Yeah.
wrapped on your drums forever, right? The
that
rhythm
shit
We
amongst
is
still
the
have
cool.
that kit, right? I think that might be at my house or something.
no, I got.
Oh, you got it now?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel
got
like the Rhythm Amongst the Chaos EP was kind of a big thing too.
That's cool because it's a gatefold 7-inch.
That is cool. And that was this transitional thing where it's like, wow, Todd's out of the band.
Yeah.
What is the band now? And it was still awesome. And it clicked with me. And I know it clicked with other people.
All this said, though, we have so much fucking
So much
material.
shit,
It's
yeah.
impossible to, like, dude.
But it's still good.
When you guys are writing new records, is there songs where you're like, we will never play this live?
I don't think we ever think like that. But I think in reality, we know, like, we're about to go to Europe, and I just, like, made the set list that I want to do and sent to everyone, and there's 3 new songs on it, which means 3 songs have to go in the garbage. Because it's not like we're going to play a 55-minute set. I would rather fucking...
Well, we've had to in the past.
Yeah, what do you
was
do?
not fun.
What do you do when that happens?
Stretch it out.
Talk?
Talk a little
play
more.
Song, play
Get a
lot
couple
more
samples.
songs. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's been
Longer intro.
a 55-minute set, I believe, a European
Is that
festival.
the longest terror set?
I think we've also just come to
was
the
the
agreement that we're just going to play as long as we
Gildo.
want, and if the festival promoter's mad, then he can be mad.
Yeah. It was a really long one that was not intentional, though. I don't know if you remember where you just kept
Come on,
calling out more songs.
We talked about the opposite of that when I just went backstage.
You actually talked about that?
Oh yeah, he said the worst terror show.
Oh, yeah,
ever.
what is the worst terror show you've ever played?
It was probably that one.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. And we
3
saw
songs?
The walk-off
yeah, it was
stage
like
or the
3
long
four-
one?
That one. It was like 4
I'll take the
4
walk
songs or
off over
something.
the
Yeah.
50 minutes.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I could see you being really mad at that.
It was not. It was just. It was crazy.
Okay.
It was just so chaotic, man. But also,
What about
That was a chaotic
What about the craziest tarot show? Like I know, like I've experienced some crazy tarot shows. I've experienced tarot shows that didn't even get to happen.
Yeah,
I
those are
remember
fake.
Those are good.
I was like
Yeah.
17, and you guys played El Dorado in Lancaster.
oh my god! I
And
remember that. Dunbar
these
played,
2 white power
Warriors.
dudes started a fight with Dre and Martine.
No, they started it with they started hitting Marshall, and we jumped off stage.
I watched Dre chokeslam one of them through a table.
Yeah, in the
and
back,
it was
yeah.
awesome.
A catering. They had a catering table in the back of the room for.
But
some
as your guys' fight started, it was like everyone in the venue just turned towards each other and started fighting each other. And it was
pretty nuts.
insane.
Yeah.
The whiskey was pretty good. That was,
Let's talk
that
about
was
it.
pretty good.
Let's break it down. This is a HardLore investigative report of terror at the Whisky A Go-Go in 2015. 4?
Three?
3?
I think.
Can you bring up the thing later that I'm going to say about this guy? Because he doesn't let me say it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. But let's talk about the whiskey first. Describe this event from your perspective. What happened?
From my perspective,
All three.
my perspective was a patron of the show. Wasn't playing in the band at the time. Was just really excited to be there. Good tour. Internal Affairs, Terror,
Promise.
Born from Pain, The Promise.
No, it's Shadow.
Shadow.
Shadow
Realm.
Realm.
Damn.
It was all 5 of those bands.
And were you in Shadow Realm at the time for that one picture?
That was
the only picture
that was
they've
a
ever
European
used?
tour. Yeah, that
Okay.
was after a Terror tour. I stayed in Europe and played bass for them. But yeah, so I was a patron there. It was already about
You weren't in the band?
no.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And it's the whiskey, you know. Anyone who's gone there as a kid knows the vibe. It's like
Horse shit.
It's
this
the worst.
in Hollywood,
It's
you know,
the
it's
worst.
great if you're Poison or something like that.
Yeah.
Before a hardcore show, it just never really was supposed to happen. I feel like, but they tried to let
tried.
it happen, and security was just not feeling it. You know, it was just too much for them, and they just like popped off hard and started like trying to smash kids around and stuff. And little did they know, if they did it enough, people weren't going to stand for it anymore, and it just like it boiled over, and they got the shit kicked out of them pretty bad, you know. And it's like
And you still can't go there?
I was I've been there since then. I just saw Rose Tattoo there not too long ago, but I tried to go there like a couple of years after, and I walked up, showed my ID, and the woman working the door, she grabs my ID, looks at it, looks at me, she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? Trying to play?"
You're still?
She like chucks it at my chest. She's like, "Get the fuck out of here before I call the cops." And I'm like, "Okay, sorry." And I went up.
Wow.
Didn't this create like a band from Terror playing West Hollywood for years?
I mean, I would assume so. I don't.
Yeah, there was an issue where pretty much any of the Hollywood, a lot of just LA venues, they wouldn't have us.
I remember being at I think it was the Knitting Factory. It was like the first time you guys had played Hollywood since the Whiskey incident, and it was like
yeah.
insane.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a pretty. Was it a matinee or no?
I don't think so.
No, because I remember. Anyways, but yeah. I don't know.
Well,
That
how
was-
did that play in from your perspective, Nick?
The Whiskey.
Yeah.
So there was a Madball show at the Whiskey like a month before, and we were there, and there was already kind of boiling of some tension with security. So it was kind of like, what's going to happen at the Terror show? Is it going to be the same thing? And then there was something that happened backstage.
Oh yeah.
Where-
like set the precedent for the
Yeah,
night.
the
Money got stolen.
The Promise had their bag of money from the tour, and they left it backstage. And also, the security brought us. They wanted to search the backstage area, so they made everybody leave, and went back there, and then the money was gone. So there was that, and the tension from the shows previously a month before that, and then. Yeah,
Ticking time.
it was just
It
started
yeah, you could
happening
feel
when we were
it in the
playing,
room,
and
yeah.
then obviously there was a couple people that set it off. That
I think
really
what
turned
what really boiled it over was someone from the Warriors, Javier from the Warriors, did a stage dive, and the second
Big
he
boy.
landed, yeah,
got hemmed
those
up.
security guards were bigger, but they hemmed him up, and that's what it just kind of like exploded from there, and then people just weren't.
and the stage is kind of head level.
big one.
Yeah,
and I
that's
remember there was
Brawling in the streets, right?
some kicks, straight to the head.
Yeah.
So why do you fight a bus?
Thank you.
Well, I got locked in the venue. So everything spilled out the side door. If anyone's been to the Whiskey, they know there's a door right by the stage. Spills outside, but then they close it and lock it, and they lock the front doors, which is like these
Glass, right?
glass doors, and they just like tried to lock everyone in there. We're freaking out, like yelling at everyone, trying to get through, and I think I kicked it or threw something through the window and broke the window out, so everyone could get outside.
Allegedly.
And there was just allegedly, someone broke the window and go outside, and it was just pandemonium in the street on Sunset Boulevard. Like cars stopped, just people in the streets fighting everywhere, and I got into it with another guy
In a living bus.
in the middle of the street. And as we're in fisticuffs, a bus pulls up behind me and starts like laying on the horn, honking at me. And so I just turned around and I hit the window and like flipped the guy off or something.
I'm so glad I saw that.
And then he was just like, get out of the way. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You in this
In the
one,
middle of
pal.
Sunset
Fair.
Boulevard. Yeah, so. And
There's like an iconic photo of the police cars in front of it, right?
Yeah.
So awesome.
We
There
made a
was a
shirt out of it
helicopter
twice, and the first time was like a long time ago, shortly after it happened, and there was a cease and desist, right?
I think we got
Really?
Amazing.
Yeah, they shut it down, yeah, because it has like the Whisky marquee in there and everything. And it's funny because Internal Affairs doesn't have any R's in the name because
And
they
Terror
ran out of
has
R's.
R's.
'Cause Terror has
Terror has 4, yeah.
Born from Pay, all these other Shattered Realm, and a lot of R's.
Internal Affairs.
And then Internal Affairs.
How many times do you think Terror has played a show that Terror didn't get to play? I know there was an incident in Knoxville, right?
Oh yeah, that was 10 for 10 tour.
probably 10.
First band that played, the local opener called Fingers Crossed, covered Marauder.
So the 11th for 10 started this?
Everyone hit the pit. Same exact scenario. Security just couldn't handle it. It exploded, and then the cops came and shut the whole. No one on the tour got to play.
We played in a house,
We played,
right?
yeah, we went to a house.
Played a
like,
basement show.
at a local.
I feel like all of these stories like just fueled the mythos of Terror, and like it's going to be insane.
Which really hurts a lot of bands,
Yeah,
but somehow works for Terror.
We just
it hurt sometimes. But
We just played the Metro, where we played with you guys, Twitching Tongues and God's Hate on the Drain tour, with a barricade, and my rib was so fucked up, but it was with that room, it was pretty unhinged. It was
Really?
Yeah,
With the
it was pretty unhinged.
I will say,
That's good.
As being probably the greatest frontman of all time in hardcore, you have a way of just commanding the crowd that nobody else has. Like you could take the worst show with the worst people and turn it around.
Thank you.
Hardcore has changed a lot in the last 24 years. Terror has changed a lot. Music has changed a lot in the last 24 years. But I feel like you guys kind of cracked the code on being the band that would just kind of do any tour that made a little bit of sense.
They live by the code.
You live by that code. When did that start, and were you hesitant to do it when it first started?
I think we kind of chilled on that. Now I think at a point we said, let's do tours more that we're excited about, more than go outside the box. But I just think there was a time when we were touring so much, it was like to go out with the same bands to the same people, we just kind of had to spread our wings and play to different crowds. Sometimes it was great. I mean, any crowd you put us in front of us, we're going to hopefully get them. But sometimes we would just be like, why are we playing with these bands? Like, fuck.
I've
there were
been,
some
I've been,
interesting ones.
I've been to
in the
many
roster.
Terror mixed
Why are
bill
we playing
shows.
with these bands?
Oh yeah, and the people are wondering why I'm there as well. So
But I think from the very beginning, that was kind of part of the mission statement.
Right.
It was like,
Yeah, I remember
play any show, you know, like we don't care. We obviously the first tour was Over My Dead Body and Death Threat, but then shortly
18
after
Visions,
we're on tour with 18 Visions and Throwdown and
Cephalic Carnage,
Under
and like
Oath
Hate
and-
Eternals.
What if that's like
Video.
your third or fourth tour?
Yeah, it was like all kinds of crazy stuff. That was before I was even in the band.
But I, you know, as weird as it could be for a hardcore kid going to a show like that, I feel like you end up opening the door for a lot of those kids
Every
to
time.
experience hardcore for the first time.
I've had so many people come up to me and say, I saw you on this, with this opening for this band that's outside the box, and look at me now and like just is a hardcore kid. So that's the big win. And hopefully,
It was their baptism.
more
Straight
than
up.
just music, hopefully mentally that changed them too, because hardcore has a lot of good internal things you need.
That's the best ones. It's the best genre of music of all time. Who is the most and least sane member of Terror?
Oh, that's funny you should say that. Can we ask?
Yeah, we'll get him in a minute.
You wait till you hear his
The
list.
question is old as time at
That's right.
this point. It's so funny. I mean,
Who's the most sane and
Most
insane?
sane.
I don't want to do this because
Come
I'm
Because
gonna
you're the
get.
most insane.
it depends
I'm
the
not,
year.
though.
The
I'm not.
yeah,
though.
it depends on the time. And the
you guys have definitely had the craziest cast of characters, and I think it is a testament to
The
Terror.
fucking Terror Carnival.
Yeah, and the people that you've chosen to be in the band, I don't know of another band that has had as many member changes as Terror, and like tomorrow you could play a show with Doug and Carl, and it would just make sense for some reason. Like how many people have come through the Terror lineup that are just also welcome back? Is there people that aren't? You don't have to name them by names, but
I think we're good with pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I can't. Nothing comes to mind.
You just need to have an iconic hardcore frontman on bass at all times.
You know what's a crazy thought though? Just think of the people that we've had on tour with us, like our road crew.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane.
that's a whole.
too.
The merch guy is like their own Terror celebrity.
Coveted role.
There was like Chucky Edge, there was Dan Seeley, there was Smackman. Like those were like
Corey.
staples of the band.
EB's at the Whisky smashing my fucking head open. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
Little Drew.
I mean, I think it kind of shows that like Terror isn't just like the 5 guys of the band too,
Yeah.
because there's just all these people that have given so much to the band that are become kind of members of the whole.
One might say Terror crew tried and true.
Absolutely.
And Jordan is the least sane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's only one right answer.
Thank you,
I
everybody.
was waiting to say it.
Starting with the spelling of his name.
Jordan is
Yeah.
Jordan is
When you just decide to change the spelling of your own name without ever telling anyone that, and then writing it on a government document to the point where you get stopped because your name doesn't match your real name.
I'll accept
That's
this as a
psychotic.
big win. I'll accept this as a big win.
You're doing good. You're doing all right.
His head, if he ever sees that, his head's gonna.
We
explode.
have one more special
Steam
guest
coming
here.
out.
We have the current president of Scott's Tots,
Streets of Tate.
Tate from Start Today.
Tate X Hate.
Tate, could you go over by Martín so that he can get your voice here?
Scott's current son.
This guy's great.
Tate, I need to tell you that like
This
Scott's
guy's great.
Scott's Tots is an institution that I've been in for 25 years.
Many of us have been.
We've all been there, and you know I want to welcome you to the society as it grows. You're currently the valedictorian of Scott's Tots.
I'll be 40 next year, and I'm
guy's
somehow
great.
one.
How was touring with Terror?
It was awesome. I mean, everyone was super nice. They could have very easily kicked us off their whole thing, kicked us off the bus, told us we were annoying, but
These guys got to the point where they would just walk on the bandwagon, go in the fridge, and take whatever they want. They went to the extreme.
I mean, that's awesome.
we didn't start that way.
So I will say, as being a young person starting in hardcore, 16, 17 years old, having someone like Scott is always an integral part. Like, you somehow see the ones that are just going to be lifers, and you attach to them, and then you feed them all of the information they need
And you
to
tell
know.
them about Dying Breed.
You're like, this band, this band, this
I mean,
band, this
these
band.
guys had a lot of their own information already. Some of the conversations.
Well, they
that
have the
I heard them
internet.
at, yeah,
We didn't have
they're
that
lucky,
much.
man.
Yeah, but it's still like
It's impressive.
I was like, whoa, what? How do you know?
What
that?
are your 4 favorite hardcore records of all time?
Oh, it changes so much. But right now, Age of Quarrel's number 1. Number 2, Break Down the Walls. Number 3, Through the Eyes of the Lord. And 4,
Hey.
Satisfaction.
Whoa.
That's a very good.
I was really not looking forward to the last 2, and then he really picked it up
My
there.
mention is Sick of It All, the Blood, Sweat, No Tears.
That's a good.
Come on.
That's a good one.
That's a good 5. You did good.
But it changes all the time.
Tell me about how you poach Scott's Tots these days. What you're looking for in your army that you're building.
Shaved head's a great starting point. Shaved head, core shirt, the right attitude. I mean, if you're like 20, you have to fucking mosh. Or what are you doing?
This
These
is
guys just all dive and mosh
Dude.
all day long. Like, what are you supposed to do?
This is an
roll
official
up into the venue.
official
moshing.
PSA. Real deal PSA here. If you're under 30, get the fuck off the stage
Yes.
and be moshing start to finish, or else what are you doing here? If you're over 30, the knees are giving way, the back hurts, the neck is broken. Under 30, you got time, you need to be moshing. There's standing here while a band is playing, literally here, doing this, does nothing for your life.
I'm going 38.
It doesn't even sound good.
It sounds worse.
You're not hearing the right
It sounds
sound.
better
Yeah.
out there. You want to be pitting, or there's no point. You're contributing nothing, unless you're doing a zine or something, in which case you still shouldn't be here.
Between 30 and 40, you still should, just not as much as under 30.
Oh yeah, there still should be moments that activate you.
Right.
Some of my favorite things is when Scott goes up to a young person and he gives them like either ors.
Yes.
He's like Marauder agnostic front, and then you give him an answer. He's like, okay.
There's real.
And he's like judging you somehow, but there's no wrong answer.
You're doing good, Scott.
The vocalisms.
We got all. Yeah, you can go back and watch Scott's episode. We talked all about those vocalisms. You got to trademark some of those. Get to work here. I want to talk
David
about
Wood gets some royalties on all those things.
choink and moist.
Weird names. Yeah. Weird words.
Let's talk about.
He's got a couple in his vocabulary.
What do you got?
What do you got?
No, he's like wrote me
They're
that's
like rubbing
choink.
off. Yeah.
Okay, you're choink.
Yeah.
You're
Because
moist.
you can choink people off. The
You're
floor,
moist.
right? Yeah, I'd say so.
Bok choy?
Is he finally?
God.
Oh, finally.
He's super fine.
Dude,
He's
finally might have had the longest run of any of them.
Yeah.
Fine.
You literally are finally. All right. Well, thank you, Tate.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tate.
You did great. You can
you.
stand over there now. Let's talk about the cultural explosion of Keepers of the Faith and its impact on hardcore then and terror today. How do you reflect on this moment in time?
I mean, I think that was just like a movement more than the music. Like the logo, people getting tattoos of it before they even heard one song. Chad was really instrumental in the music, the lyrics, but also the movement. He had so many ideas, like doing the gang vocals at Chain Reaction and like,
That's still one of my favorite things that ever happened.
yeah,
It
it's
was
just
awesome.
like
Genius
such a great idea.
Yeah, it was
And I
so
think
fun.
in the end, we didn't even use a lot of it. But
No, you
all
turned
those
them way down and you were sitting right on top of them.
all those people felt like they were a part of
Yeah.
it.
Can we flash the photo of you two? Like, you look like you're 11 years old.
We are,
Okay.
basically.
That's a good pick.
You guys also had like give us a reason why you should be here, and you had to like email the answer. How strict were you guys actually with us?
Be here, like be in
I
the
think
game.
I was. I think I was just
No,
reading.
you
the-
sent
for the
it. You
chain
were like,
reaction
send us an
gang
email to
vocals,
why
right?
you should be.
Why you should be here.
I was reading most of those emails, and I think we were just like, whatever.
Whoever responds could come.
Whoever had the heart to want to respond to that, it's like, all right, come on, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no actual.
A lot of
Not that I
responses. The
remember.
place was pretty full.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely was.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a moment in hardcore that everybody kind of felt like, I guess, it made sense for everybody to come together at that moment. The timing, the bands that were happening at that time, there's like, obviously, there's times where there's shifts in the movement, and I think that moment there was something happening, and it coincided with the album and the message that the album had, so.
But none of that happens if the record doesn't absolutely kick ass as well, which it does. I mean, you're still closing with the title track.
Stick tight.
Stick Tight's one of the biggest
Stick
songs
tight.
ever.
You played it live before you put it out, and I remember.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that's crazy.
You played it live
Yeah.
I think at Chain before the song was out. It was like the day before the song came out.
We filmed the video at Sound and Fury, so
Oh,
maybe
well, that makes sense. Yeah.
There was a
remember-
weird thing where we did like a college radio interview where we like kind of played the
That's
song
what it was.
and it got ripped off the interview.
remember. That's
and
what it
people
was.
started listening to the song. This is months before the album came out, so people knew the song.
Dude, and it circulated amongst my friends where we were like, yo, Terror has an all-out war part. Because anything that goes jing king 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 to me was an all-out war
to
part.
me, that was like the first beat down on the Terror song because I typically wouldn't write something like that,
Yeah.
but I remember thinking Trapped Under Ice was an influence on that song.
That's awesome.
And we had toured with them so much at the time, and then that was like, oh, you can do a beatdown riff.
That's not really
that's like
a-
taste.
Not
like,
beatdown.
Yeah, that's not beatdown. That's kind of hard and a tasteful in a different kind of way. And like that was the song.
Well, according to Wikipedia, Terror's a beatdown band anyway. So, I mean, it
New
makes
York
sense,
straight
I guess.
edge
Yeah, yeah.
beatdown band.
So has got Tate, you know what I mean?
Motherfucker. Okay, yes, dude, Stick Tight to this day, set staple.
for sure.
Great record. I remember also when Live by the Code came out pretty fast after. It was like a year or two maybe. And you were very much like, Live by the Code fucking smokes this. Let's go. And hearing like did you produce Live by the Code?
No, Chad was
in that.
still.
Really?
Yeah, he was on that record. I recorded.
And okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Nick recording. So it was like very much of the like what Piece by Piece sounded like sonically at the time.
I was living with Nick when they were recording Live by the Code. I remember before there was even any music, we were driving somewhere. He goes, "You want to hear the new Terror record?" I said, "Sure." And he just put on a bunch of voice memos. And it was just like him voicing guitar riffs. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I think like there's the Hard Lessons. The verse riff, and like literally that was the boy. Like, oh, here's the song.
Still have that
Like a
voice
voice.
note?
I mean, I don't
God,
know.
I hope so.
Banger. Speaking of producing, let's talk about Terror reuniting with Todd for Pain into Power. The process and the response from that record.
I don't know exactly whose idea it was. It was during the pandemic, and we were just all as free as fuck. Do you remember how, like...
Well, we started doing the garage cast, like these little podcast recordings
in my garage.
in Scott's garage, and Todd came to be a part of some of the earlier things, and that turned into us doing this live recording of old songs, and which ultimately came out on vinyl.
Just on vinyl, yeah.
And
It was like songs from Low to Low and One with
yeah,
the
so during like the rehearsals of that, I think the idea came of let's try
producing the
let's-
record.
Yeah, maybe there's a song that, you know.
Had you guys kept a good relationship with Todd until that point, or did it like fizzle away and then came back? How did that work out?
I think when he left was out, there was some time where I didn't see him that much, and I was still living in LA, but we were gone so much. I don't think I ever really had any issue with him, but I think it's just we were so close, and then just maybe the word would be just like weirdness, like no one knew where anything stood, but I've never... probably when we were the band, we had some arguments, but I've never really had an argument with him since then, I don't think.
People grow, you know? Everybody grows and realizes why you started this band in the first place and how good the fucking songs are.
I mean, he's a genius.
Genius.
He's a fucking psycho genius,
And,
amazing.
dude, and Pain into Power is like one of my favorite Terror records.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Album 9.
It's a good one.
That doesn't happen.
I feel like every time a Terror record comes out, somebody, probably in the God's Hate group chat, goes, well, they just added 10 years onto their career.
Yeah, straight up,
Like,
dude.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to be 60.
brother, you're going to be in your 70s.
The wheels
Stigma can do it.
The wheels will fall off on stage, Scott. Just so you know.
One time you wrote a record, or you wrote a lyric, what the fuck did you ever give? I gave everything.
I know.
That was 30 years ago.
That was true.
So now you actually have given everything.
Nick, as the OG co-songsmith with Todd, how was doing that record?
I mean, to me, whenever I get to jam with Todd, there's like this, we click on certain things. Like there'd be times when we were writing that record where we would play something, we'd come up with an idea, all right, let's play it, verse, chorus, whatever. And then we would just stop in the middle of it, and Todd would just start screaming.
Yeah.
Like, ah!
Dude, the
He's like,
feeling.
it's so good.
Yeah.
And
He's awesome.
like, we kind of hit these moments together where we're like, we feel the same things at the same moment. And so that was, I remember it happening early on, and when it was kind of happening again where we're writing Pain into Power, I was like, okay, this feels right and feels really good.
My favorite part of writing a song is that moment. There's 12 notes in all of music, you know? And we somehow find these unique combinations of them that some have done before, specifically on purpose, or have never been done before. And there's a moment when you crack that code that you live by, where you're like, holy shit, I've done it. Are there songs on Pain into Power or One with the Underdogs or Live by the Code you can remember specific parts that you remember like scientifically crafting in the moment that felt like an achievement in real time?
There's like a couple, like the song Always the Hard Way, which we still play. That one, like that song, like is one of those where it was written in 10 minutes. Like there's certain things that just come together super smooth and easy, and so that was a song I remember like, whoa, this is a really cool song, and it was done in 10 minutes.
I love when that happens.
It's a miracle.
Was having a Corpse Grinder on a song, was that a Todd thing, or was that one of your guys' ideas? How did that come about?
The crazy thing is, before that, I was trying to get Milo from the Descendants. So, not on that song.
Not on that
song.
Much different.
It's my or it's Corpse.
I was trying, like I was reaching out to Bill Stevenson, and I don't know, it never went anywhere. And I think Todd had the idea to get Corpse Grinder. Does that sound right?
I don't remember. Was it? Yeah.
Two iconic bands just making a perfect song.
What if we could have got those two together on the song? Milo and
Hey, album 11 is just around the corner, all right? Well, that brings us to today for Terror's newest and 10th album, Still Suffer, recorded at the Pit with my brother Taylor. So I say this is a perfect time. Let's head on over to the Pit and talk about it.
Let's do it.
boom!
We'll see you there. Let me talk to Sergio real quick. This is Sergio, our beloved, the mayor of the 818, along with Aldo, the mayor of 818 Hardcore, owner, proprietor of Midnight Hour. He's the man. He's keeping it alive. We love him so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Come to Midnight Hour. Here we are. We're back now. We're at the Pit recording studio where Terror just recorded their newest album, Still Suffer, or to give it a classic four-word Terror album title, Terror Does It Again. Let's talk about Still Suffer. Where do we begin here? How does this process start?
The desert. Well, ultimately,
In the desert, maybe.
yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think we had to like dedicate time to actually sit down and write
That was
the
actually
song.
really
So
nice, too.
we had this idea of going to a house or a place where we could all get together and write together, and we ended up in the fucking desert.
Which part of the desert?
What's it called?
Like Yucca Valley is a town, but it's near Palm Springs, kind of.
Okay.
And somehow the
Shout out,
Airbnb let us
Jam
play
in the
full
living room.
volume in this
Really?
house with neighbors and
Who was there for this process?
It was different in incarnations.
Would you go on a spirit quest in the desert?
Honestly, we were just, before we started, we were talking about Knock Loose. I think I saw Knock Loose do this. And I believe they jammed in the desert. I think I went to Vitalo and said, we don't have Knock Loose money, but could we make this work? And he said, we can. So we just rented a house in the desert. It was nice because it had a kitchen, a hot tub. And we went there a couple different times, like a week at a time or something. And Todd drove out there like every other day. For him, it was like an hour drive from Corona. So yeah, we would go out. I would fly in, Nick would fly in, and just meet up there and try to make songs. And it was really painless. It was actually, like getting in a rehearsal space and trying to force out songs can be the worst thing.
I say it never works, honestly.
Yeah, this was kind of easy.
yeah, I think the first one was like, let's just see if this is gonna work. And we got so much work done the first time. Like we're like, I think we had 5 songs semi-complete in the first, week or so. So we're like, okay, we can do it.
And Nick had his laptop with microphones so we could demo things, and then we were demoing vocals, and
He has voice notes on his phone.
I got a lot of voice notes too. I couldn't imagine what they sound like, but it was pretty easy. It was pretty nice.
Nick, is it ever a challenge for you to like let the song escape and not keep marinating on it and working on it and working on it and working on it?
Speaking from experience there, aren't you? I felt the hurt.
Or what about when my brain comes in and I start switching things around? That's got to be tough.
I mean, that is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
You're a
But
nightmare.
I'm always right, though. I'm always right.
Sure.
Because my brain goes to, if people don't mosh to this, there's no reason to do it.
Sure, right.
That's the only thing
And
I
I
think
do
about.
think that is fair, but the longevity here comes from like, there's like a lack of fear in just making shit and getting it done and not sitting on it.
Yeah, I mean, certain songs, they get done and like, okay, this is it. And then other ones kind of like, how did we change, the transitions, or this isn't quite right. Then there's 20 iterations of a song. I think there's a little bit of both of that on Still Suffer. But
Watching the clash of those things happen is crazy.
Who was
When
the
you
clash
see-
off in between?
I wouldn't say often, but like one of the most noticeable clashes are when it's with Jordan, because he's like he
crazy.
doesn't really
He can't
like,
let go.
Yeah, it's
he
like
holds
very.
on. Yeah, he can
Kinda
hold on.
breaks his
And
brain.
it kind of like
He's an emotional.
rattles him a
He,
bit.
he might get like the demo-itis thing where like I demoed this thing and it's this was the inspiration, then it's hard for him to like
To then
get
let go.
get out of that, and you know, because we might hear something Jordan wrote and be like, okay, this is cool, but we want to do something completely different with the rest of the song.
And the whole band is unanimous in that. Whereas,
Or it's just like keep the chorus and everything else goes in the garbage. You can just see him, even if he doesn't say it. But I get it. Like he writes. I'm sure maybe like with No Warning, he wrote songs start to finish, and I would feel the same way if I had something. You're like, most of this is bad, but this part's good.
yeah, no, it's hard to hear, but it is the thing that I learned from this show is the like better is better aspect of writing is so important that like the whole band is sitting there going, hey, we all feel this rocks. You cannot have an emotional attachment to something that's just not going to work.
True.
Again, speaking from experience.
Again, for sure, speaking from experience, painful, long experience.
I will say you've gotten much better at it, though. Sending the song and be like, which version's better? You guys vote. is much better than you just
Yeah, but
stewing
dude,
on
I
it.
said I would send 3 versions, and then I sent 2, and by 2, I was like, I'm not doing 3. This is the one.
Hey, but you worked it out.
Yeah, we're getting there. Coming soon. So when was
We just
the?
gotta lock you in a room in the desert.
Yeah. Listen, I'm open to it. When was the decision made to bring Taylor into the fold to engineer it?
I feel like it was pretty early on. That was like a discussion right away. It was like he was
I think
thrown,
so. Right away, we were
thrown
gonna
in
come
the
here,
thrown
right?
in the hat of like this would be awesome, and then there was it was always like multiple possibilities, right? And
I
and
think
then-
right away.
or
we
was it
were
just like straight
to
up
track
let's
here
do
for
this?
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing was had to make sure him and Todd were in a good place because it didn't know exactly what the
Oh
relationship
yeah,
was.
yeah,
But
that's true.
I
That's
think
true.
I think both of them like we're in a good place. So
They
let's
will
do it.
both always be one of us, you know, in a way. And it's nice having. It's got to be nice. I mean, I can speak from experience. Having an engineer who has like studied your discography academically in a way, and as a fan, knows and understands what people want from a Terror record to help go.
And
Yeah.
he was like going above and beyond, like analyzing everything and
Yeah, it was awesome.
There's often times where I've had to be like, Taylor, you're not the producer for this band. Like
No.
they're not paying you to be the producer. And he's like, but this is what they need to sound like. I'm like, you know what? You're probably making it for the best. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then a
it's-
riff gets through, and then you never know.
it's perfect.
So only one song was done to a click track?
There was a couple parts. I think there was like one of Jordan's. What is the intro that we were playing? The name of that song. Right?
The first song on the record.
a deeper struggle. No.
The Deeper Struggle intro, like the intro and the outro, because Jordan was like,
Yeah, he was crazy
He was
about
so crazy about the tempo. I was like, then just put the click track on. What's the tempo on your computer, whatever. And so that's why we did that to a click, just to like get Jordan's tempo exactly how he wanted. The one song that's like kind of tricky to play, and there's variations. We didn't want the variations in the tempo to be super noticeable, was the Fear the Panic song, because there's like a fast part, and then it drops down, then there's a real slow part, and that one is completely on a click.
And then you got Chuck Reagan on that song, so I'm sure he's used to a click. That's your fucking guy, right?
God, right when you said it, I just started smiling. That is amazing.
Finally.
He was so cool when we did that with him in Buffalo at the place I did the vocals, and he was just the power. It was a
Yeah, it
whole
was a
long
crazy
story.
situation.
The power in the studio went out, and he just didn't give a fuck about anything. He's the best.
Yeah, we were in, like, the studio has like a SSL console, and they had it all set up, and then the power went out, and we ended up just recording on a laptop with like a USB interface thing in the
Focus
dark.
Fat Scarlet.
Yeah, something like that. But he was like, roll with the punches, totally cool with it, and it turned out awesome.
This record also features
This man.
Mr. Brody King. Finally!
He
Terror's
is
number
fi-
one ambassador.
He is finally.
number 1 and 2, me and Dan Seeley.
That's right. How was that?
It was, I mean, Terra is my favorite band, period. Been going to Terra shows for 22 years.
You've been getting arrested at him.
Getting arrested at them. And I know Dan's the same way. We were often called East Coast Nate, West Coast Dan type. So for both of us to be on the same song was a huge honor and accomplishment. So thank you.
Right back at you.
And it closes the record.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And Jay from Mindforce, who also supplied us with 2 beats, hip hop beats.
Right.
So he did a lot too.
When you're going into a new record, do you have an idea of like who you want on it? Like I know you told me and Dan Forever, you're on the next record, but like do you have like these people need to be on it?
No, and on this one I just wanted you guys and on the same song. But other things it's kind of just like, I don't want to say last minute, but when we have the songs, kind of think about it.
He had the 2 straight edge guys yelling about alcoholism.
No, that's getting past out. I needed some backup.
Where's backup? Yeah.
Edge Army. You did drums at 606? How was that? Sick ass room.
It's cool. I mean, I think the room is like modeled after the original large room at Sound City or Studio A at Sound City, and it's the same
the
exact.
ABBA studio, right, Taylor? I think something.
The what?
The Sweden, the ABBA studio in Sweden
Oh, the band
was
ABBA.
like the other
Oh,
inspiration for the
okay.
build. Yeah.
Yeah, but ultimately it's the same Neve console that was in Sound City.
Do you think
we
people will
recorded on.
know what you're even talking about? The
Studio
606?
606.
Yeah. you think-
We've talked about it on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people are aware.
It's
ABBA's a pretty big
the
band.
Foo Fighters secret studio in the valley that is like an invite only.
How many days were we there? 2 days?
like 2 or 3.
Two, yeah, I think two.
It's crazy.
Is that the one with the echo chamber room?
No, that's Sound City.
Oh.
I'm not saying Nick's ever done, but I always just hate when drummers are done in 2 days and I'm just waiting and I'm like, is my voice going to last? How am I going to get through this? I hate
What,
it.
you want drums to take longer?
No, I just am jealous.
How long does it take you to do vocals? Do you kind of rip it all at once? Or?
Oh, I do it now, one song, one or two. I think on this record I did one song a day. So I did them in Buffalo and I would just go and do one song and go home. And my voice kind of blew out on this because we did like a tour and at the Sound and Fury Terror surprise set, I blew my voice out really bad. And I was supposed to do the vocals right after that. And I went and started doing them and it just sounded weak. So I scrapped it, waited like maybe 3 weeks and started over. But I
Taylor
just
calls
go-
that first take grit.
First take grit.
So that's you get the best songs.
I'm used to like starting and thinking it's gonna kick in like 2 days where I really 2-3 days where I really like it, and then scrapping the first songs and starting over. But it was just bad. It was just weak.
How was that for you? Did you feel like it was the spiritual continuation of doing drums for One with the Underdogs?
Being at that studio,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was kind of, there's all these similarities. Todd's there. We're at, on the same console. Yeah, so that was cool.
Pretty cool.
Actually,
It was a nice
I have
room.
a question that I guess is kind of rumor-esque, Bo-esque.
Yeah.
When you recorded One with the Underdogs, did you have some like weird... Didn't you use like a trash can lid or something? Like, didn't you like experiment with some stuff?
That's on The Damn the Shame.
The Damn the Shame.
That sounds Slipknot.
And it was
I don't know
influenced
about
by
this.
the Beowulf record because they have this like percussion type thing on one of the fast songs. So we, I think Rise of the Poison Youth was the song. We like kind of ripped that and used a trash can lid to do some like percussion on top of the drums on that song.
Speaking of trash can lid, is your China on One with the Underdogs the brokenest fucking thing
I don't even know what I use.
Dude, it's wild. I love it that it sounds insane, but it sounds insane.
I could have been playing on, at that point, all broken cymbals. Who knows?
Probably.
Oh, I remember even on Low So Low, I had the cheapest. I have those like
The B8?
Sabian B8s
Yeah.
are on Low So Low.
Wow.
Actually, they sound pretty good.
Sound good.
Like, and just a weird little thing on Low So Low. I got a snare drum head. I don't even remember what I got, but we put it on, recorded one song, and it was destroyed. And so we put the old beat up, fucked up head back on and recorded the whole rest of the song. So there's one song on Low So Low, I think it's Another Face, that has the fresh
This
head.
perfect fresh
that got
snare.
destroyed, and then all the other songs are like this beat up snare head.
Can you hear that in the
You can hear it. If you go back and listen, you could tell, Another Face is like brighter sounding, like the snare sounds totally different.
Scott, I heard you fell in love with Oliver at 606. He's incredible.
So much so that I can't fully remember, but I do remember this happening.
He's a
Like,
good
I'm
guy.
trying to get it together, but This was before I didn't have to do anything. I knew I was going to track vocals in like 2 months, so I was just hanging.
You just found your tot.
Is this a common occurrence with you? Like, do you start a tour and you find the guy and you're, this is who I'm going to like
I'll
latch
answer
on
for
to?
him, yes.
Yeah.
But it's been a while.
It just
been a while.
happens.
Tate was your newest?
All of Start Today.
There's
There
been
were-
some funny ones in the past,
like
like dudes from Chimera and stuff that he just like really like.
They see you coming, they go the other way. Like,
Who's your favorite guy, Scott?
Tate. He's cool.
Okay, understood. All right, so 10 albums is like, I need to stress.
Unheard of.
What a fucking feat it is that they're still good. And like that you're still evolving while maintaining the Terror identity. Is restraint a thing you have to think about when writing songs? Like what isn't Terror writing wise?
I think, I don't know. Ultimately, I think there's some guardrails that we put up that, we try to push that a little bit, and then it ends up getting brought back to this thing that's always Terror. So I think that's kind of always there, but not super intentional.
Sure.
I feel like I might be the guardrail sometimes.
Yes.
It can also be so simple as like if someone writes something, just the way they strum it or just changing one note can make things so much different. So I think like I'm like everything's awesome, but could you try just like a harder note here or like strum it a little differently and then
It's
it
funny
reels in.
hearing the way it's described. Like, like he'll say stuff like, it sounds too happy or something like that. It's like, do it like this, but he doesn't have the words.
I don't
that,
have
like
the
one of us would
Right.
have
He's
to like describe
it's a
it.
non-musical
But it
brain.
makes sense.
But it's
it's the feel.
hardcore only
Yeah.
brain.
I know how you feel. I have the same brain.
Yeah.
It's the feel.
I don't know how to play anything, but I can tell you what I like.
Singers, man.
Still Suffer, the title track, in the like context of the Terror set list now, feels like it's always been there. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it's going off.
Man.
It's great.
That's like my favorite Terror song in a long time. It's like there's something about playing it that's so fun and just it has a vibe to it that's it's weird saying, but it's really good. This is a really good song. Yeah.
Speaking of the set list, are there like non-negotiables? Like these tracks have to be on the set list.
At this point, there's a few.
I don't think we ever talk about it. We just all know.
You just know.
There's like
Spit
a
my
handful,
rage.
like 7 songs that we just play. Like, why wouldn't we? Like, our whole goal is to make the crowd go off. So
Yeah.
why would you keep that off the set?
I will say, last night, Colin and I were both going through the Terror discography, and it's like every record, it was just like, Jesus, like you could plug and play these songs that, like Push It Away. Like you guys haven't played that in a long time. You could easily throw that on easily.
That's
and like
crazy
there's so
because-
many songs on every record.
Early first couple years of Terror, Push It Away was like the song. Now we haven't played it in
I remember
10
those
years.
days.
Yeah, you were
I
like the
remember
naughtiest motherfucker
watching
there.
those. Yeah.
Not this time.
Oh my god.
Not like, was that just like I know for a minute there was like almost like things get popped off too hard when Not This Time when you
Yeah,
played.
it would be.
It was banned.
I mean, it should have been, but it just.
We've pulled that out a couple times in the last 5
And
years.
it's
or
not
so.
the same as it used to be. It's like every now and then it'll just like if the right moshers are in the
Yeah.
room.
I know Colin said it, like Hard Lessons,
I love
hard
that
song.
man.
Yeah, that's pretty staple.
Yeah, that was a song that I tried to bury for a long time, and people wanted to play it. Like, and now I just accepted that it's a good song to play, and people like it. The lyrics are great. I love the lyrics.
In terms of like the actual writing split regularly, is it or would you say, Nick, it's kind of mostly you doing it?
It's kind of varied over the last couple records, I think. Like, I don't think I wrote much riff-wise on Pain into Power. I think it was a lot of Todd and Jordan, and even Chris wrote some riffs on that. And then the latest Still Suffer, I kind of came back into it riff-wise a little bit more than the last one. But in the past, there's records where 100% of the riffs, were things that I wrote. But yeah, I think it's each record kind of shifts a little bit, or just depending on where we're at with it.
I gotcha. What advice do you guys have for bands trying to do this for the long haul and maintain a terror-like consistency?
I don't know if that's possible.
This could be, maybe not just musically, maybe personally, maybe just don't be a fucking asshole, you know?
Yeah, just
That's a
actually
good one.
do it for the right reason, care, and don't do it because, the classic stuff like looking for fame or money or anything like that, no one's really getting that. But, yeah, I feel like if you enjoy doing this shit and you actually have a love for it, it's just going to happen.
I think there was a handful of moments where we could have given up, or we even contemplated, like, do we still want to do this, or should we still do this? And I don't know, I think we always kind of came back to like, yeah, we want to be here, we want to play hardcore shows, and so we just persisted through all those moments and came out on the other end, I think.
I got some advice from me. Showing off that you can play your instrument does not matter. That's the song, and the way the song and the lyrics and the energy come together. So sometimes less is more, in my mind.
Straight advice.
Playing ain't writing, brother.
I often say that Terror is the most important hardcore band ever, due to the fact that the career longevity, obviously, what you guys put out there, and how, you guys have always been Terror through and through. You've never tried to do other things. You never tried to be bigger than, you were. You've become big because you stayed true to who you were. Mm-hmm. And because you guys have always taken out hardcore bands. You guys have taken out bands like Start Today, or like
Us,
yeah, exactly. Doing stuff that almost nobody else would do. Is you take these smaller bands out and you give them a platform to really jump off of. Like, I don't think we would have bands like Backtrack and, all these other bigger hardcore bands if bands like Knock Loose you guys took out and kind of put over. And you guys have never been afraid to be like, this is the next band, and really boost them over you guys at certain points. And you've never had an ego about playing under anybody. And I think that's massively important.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of crazy thinking about like having an issue with playing before someone. Like, I don't know.
I'll play before anybody.
Yeah.
I love
get
to
it
play
done quick.
Yeah, please get me home earlier.
Yeah.
Scott, I actually have a
rip
question.
it no matter what.
And I know that it maybe current Terror fans wouldn't know this, but there was like a 5-year point where you never showed your arms during a set. You wore a sweatshirt it became lore that you had a Born to Expire back piece. And then one day you just didn't have
lower back piece.
I think it was more long sleeves. I have no idea.
That's just how it was.
I just loved wearing long sleeves on stage.
Shorts and long sleeves.
Still, like right now. Shorts and like a hoodie or something. That's my favorite way to dress. I think at a certain point though, I had so much energy that it couldn't stop me. At a certain point I was like, dude, you're sweating way too much. You gotta free yourself.
Will you do this until the wheels fall off?
I mean, I think we gotta say yeah.
At this point.
I need you to.
I always say in my head, it's not like we have these discussions, but if the shows dip and the energy's gone and we're not having fun, that's when it'll stop. Like, I mean, we're so lucky right now. We just did like a 7-week tour, and like 90% of the shows were like really fucking good. So like, why would we stop at this point? So we need everyone to stop caring, stop coming to the shows, and we'll fucking go away. We will go away.
Once you're at back surgery number 6, maybe, but back number 5 is holding up just well.
Please stop jumping on Scott.
Please.
Yeah.
Please
stop elbowing me in the ribs. That's the new thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you got any live pet peeves lately?
Oh, man.
Show-going pet peeves?
I
This
mean,
one, Where they come up to you and do that while you're doing that?
Yeah,
usually,
there's
like-
a lack of self-awareness. It's kind of
Smashing the mic in
rampant
Martin's
at this point,
face.
you know?
Jordan probably has a lot. He gets angry. He gets angry. So
I've realized that I beg everyone to go as crazy as possible and please come on the stage and please take the microphone. So a drunk me would get mad. Now I'm like
You
to
asked for it.
myself, like, shut the fuck up. You begged for this to happen.
Yeah.
So
Which member of Terror, past or present, has had the most stage rage? Is it David Wood?
he's pretty good.
I like the David.
I don't know if you. Yeah,
good.
it's definitely David Wood, but it's the best with him too because he's like front facing. He's the nicest, most joyful person ever, and he has a switch.
Grab him from behind.
People don't often see that is like, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a brutal guy.
He's flipping you over the shoulder
that.
right on your back.
Yeah, I've seen a bass get swung and crack someone before. You know, yeah. But it's always like, I understand. It's always something that's like, why did that person do that? Like, why would you just get on stage and like grab the headstock of a man?
I mean, that's stupid.
and just like knock it out of tune and everything. It's like, get on stage, but like just
Get the fuck off
like
stage.
there's
Yeah.
an easy, there's, like you said, it's like, we call people to get up there, but once you're up there, you don't have to like lose every brain cell and just like do the dumbest thing you could possibly do. You know? So
Go bananas and jump off the stage. All right. So I've got one last question. You got anything before I do my final question?
No, hit it.
All right. So I've already asked everybody here their 4 favorite hardcore records. So I can't end with that. So we got to get creative here. And I want to know, amongst this crowd, everybody's 4 hardest mosh parts of all time.
who wants to go first?
I can, because I will not lie. This was premeditated that this question was going to be asked.
I don't want to surprise anybody, you know?
All right, so I'm just going to rip through this. My number one, is it Beholder of Justice or is it Smash Your Enemies? Like, opening with that riff, how is that possible?
It is pretty nuts.
So that's number one. I'm leaving the question with a question. Number two, like literally the band All Out War. It's like insane. It's insane. Like they just have mosh parts as choruses all the time.
And I would call them maybe the second most consistent band.
It's
like
insane,
record-wise.
the mosh that they have. Okay, I wrote these in my phone. Number 3, Marauder, Besiege the Masses. The key change, the whole thing is just perfect.
Creator.
Yeah.
And then, yes.
Understand how I feel.
Dude.
I want this man to
I
die.
need this man to die.
It fills me.
Yeah.
And then the last, I didn't want, you could go Cold as Life, Stigmata, Dying Breed, more hard shit. But I wanted to go something different. So I came up with Judge Fed Up. It's
Love
like
it.
insane.
Love it.
Good.
And the way he goes, it's insane. So that's my.
The existence of Judge being this is too hard to be youth of today makes it inherently
Right, and too
hard as shit.
too mean.
Yeah, dude, it's very cool.
Conviction and Zero Tolerance, though, are runner-ups. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Because for me, if a band covered those right now with the rib, I don't know if I could just stand still.
That's fair.
I've seen you be taken over.
It happens.
It happens?
Less now than
happens.
before.
Oh yeah, dude, World Collapse. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Taking over.
That's up there. We'll get there in a second. Nick?
Yeah, I picked some that were like songs that I'd moshed to, and that kind of came out after I was already super involved. So I picked Striking Distance, Fail Me, and then Down to Nothing, My Disguise, which might be the last song that I actually moshed to, that I started getting punched in the back of the head. I turned around after I was moshing. I turned around and it was a girl, and I was like, I'm out of here.
Out of here. Never
And
again.
then, and then I picked Take Offense, No Tomorrow, just because
What a
not necessarily
band.
like that breakdown in particular, but that's like
Got a tattoo on my wrist.
it's kind of like the climax of that whole record is like the breakdown on the end of that song.
No.
And then I picked Off My Chest just because I wasn't in the band when it was written.
It's hard,
and it's just
hard ass breakdown.
super
Yes, it
important to
is.
me.
I did the same thing. I chose stuff that was less objective because some stuff is just like objectively the hardest shit ever, you know? And so I tried to go with like
I love these
something that
answers.
had more connection to me, like my memories of like jumping in the pit and stuff. And like one of those is 18 Visions from the first EP, the song Life's Blood. And just I have so many memories of just like my brother and I just like
Ruining the show.
ruining each other,
Ruining my show.
everyone around us, but like having
Becoming
so
the
much fun.
boogeyman
Yeah.
of Southern California.
Dude, Dre is the reason it was like, I guess I can't have fun tonight.
You see that drunken glaze, and you're just like, he's not going to
Man.
stop.
outta
Yeah,
here.
those early 18 Vision shows, like late 90s and stuff like that. Yeah, there was like a lot of pits on that record.
I can back Martine on this for anyone that's saying 18 Visions because I broke my hand moshing to 18 Visions. So. I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know the songs like that, but
Yeah, that first EP is like one of my favorite records. Anyways, yeah, that Candiria Faction, which you know, there's probably about 4 breakdowns in that song.
You're a
It's
big
like
Candiria head.
chapters. Yes, I am. But specifically the last breakdown of that song is like nuts, and the way he like kind of raps over it or whatever you want to call it is nuts. Oh, Earth Crisis.
hell yeah.
But I was going back and forth. It was either the ending of the song Asphyxiate, you know, like I don't know if you're familiar with that song. It's kind of like a deeper cut on Destroy the Machines, all about smoking cigarettes. But lyrics are hard. The last breakdown in the song is insane. It was either that or More Season Ends, but not the straight edge breakdown, but the breakdown in the middle of the song. My God, it's crazy. And then it picks up.
Martin's love for straight edge music.
Yeah.
That's why you're honorary.
Honorary, yeah.
Then for Disembodied Bloodshed Rain, like it's like one of the most dramatic buildups, you know. It's
I
like,
watched you whoop ass in Tim's too. That.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Rainfest when it was
Rainfest.
in Tacoma. Yeah, might have been one of the last times I was like actually moshing.
You had braids.
They were fake
and
Tims, though.
on.
They were Brahmas from Walmart. They cost me like $20. Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, I had my hair braided back then and stuff. But yeah, that like build up, and then like it's like a common thing now. You know, you cut the music and there's one big vocal thing, and it's like they mastered that, you know, at that point, and then it's just the hardest thing ever. And my runner-up was going to be it's so objective, but Confide in No One, Hatebreed. It's just like insane. Like that last breakdown is so sick, and then it breaks down even harder a second time.
Yeah, that's
but then
a good one.
arguably the fast riff before that, we were talking about it earlier. It's like somehow people don't think of fast riffs as hard. You know,
Oh, that's
they
my
think of
shit,
like
dude.
the breakdown as the hard riff, but like that fast slow part right before the last breakdown is like that gets me.
That's
more
why the
fired
last
up.
breakdown
Yeah.
is hard.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yep.
It gets me. You like know what's coming after too, and just the way that the pace they played it at is so perfect, and it's just like gets me fired up. Yeah. So
Very good.
those are mine.
Why don't you go next?
So I kind of did exactly the same thing you guys did. What song would like teleport me into the pit? And this is in no order. My honorable mention is Kickback No Surrender, because it literally just happened. Like that started playing, and I was just like caveman, like
Super Saiyan.
yeah. I was pitting on the stage, and then I was pitting in the crowd. Yeah. So in no order, Confide in No One was on my list.
Oh really?
Wow, good.
Specifically for the reason you said, the fast part going into it, and then the
Yeah. I hope there's someone like that watches this that hasn't like really paid attention to that song or heard it yet, and they're just like fucking blown away.
I think when,
so
when
insane.
HardLore had the hardest breakdowns of all time, I said Confide in No One.
Okay.
And like,
Okay. God,
it's
so good.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
100 Demons, Hard Surprise.
Okay. Ooh.
It comes out of nowhere and it whoops your ass.
Yeah. God, almost every 100 Demon song
I
has
mean,
something like that.
it was a real tie up. Like
Fuck.
Infected and Hard Surprise
Yeah.
are like neck and neck, but Hard Surprise just comes out of nowhere, and it's just it's so good. Trapped Under Ice, Jail.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Trapped Under Ice songs that could be on that, but Jail is just ass beater the whole time for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Am I crazy? Didn't Little Zach coin the name of that song Jail because before they had lyrics or anything written for it, and he heard the track, it was like, someone's gonna go to jail during this song because of how.
Probably.
I feel like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm like totally making that up, but we got to try to confirm that. I believe that's the story.
Unbelievable full breakdown part.
Yeah.
And I would say my number one is King Nine, No Dreams.
Oh yeah.
It makes me feel homicidal.
That's the last time I was actually in a mosh pit.
Was No Dream?
Was their record release show that for Scared to Death on Long Island, and I like hurt someone, hurt myself, fell down.
It's all, and it's all on video. It's awesome.
Like, okay.
Whatever
That's it.
Whatever it is about the first was
Yeah.
and then the Brotherhood Denied.
Yeah, I mean, lyrically too, it's just like, man, it just gets you fired up.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I can't use that
King
answer.
Nine, No Dreams. That's my number one.
All right, so I've answered this just about 50 times on this show, but I've never done it from this perspective of
What's going to teleport you into the pit?
this is good.
Because everyone
This
can
is-
say
all right.
Pantera or
That's what I
Like
think.
suffocation, thrones of blood is the hardest breakdown of all time.
What is it?
Suffocation, thrones of blood.
Okay.
Crowbar to carry the load. Those,
In the
Those are
trenches.
the two hard.
Yeah.
The some dying Venus part. In terms of consistent moshability from me, Disgrace, Conquered.
Ooh, good one.
TUI, Too True.
Good one.
What I did to some Norwegians to that song is legit illegal
Oh
now.
no.
It's a thing of legend there.
Yeah, it might be.
You're probably like
This
Public
was
Enemy
real.
#1.
Death threat, never again.
Yes.
Because it's like so out of character for the record, and it feels so good when it comes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Harm's Way, breeding grounds.
Oof. Yeah.
That's the one.
I mean, the Death Threat, Dead at Birth. Anytime it gets played, it's like
If you guys play it, I'm.
Dude,
It's
I'm
the perfect.
the
It's
thing
like the epitome of what I would say most of us want a hardcore song to
the
be.
thing that
It's so
sticks out to
perfect.
me is when you guys covered it at Sound and Fury,
Oh.
and it was like everyone that was on stage was just in the crowd.
Yeah.
And
It's like it makes you emotional.
It was
Like I was
amazing.
like actually tearing up, like just because like the lyrics are so, like relatable. It's like the way it's like that man just crafted. how we all feel
the
about
thing
this
where it's
stuff,
like a guy who's seen 10 movies. Steven Spielberg is the best director.
Yeah.
Guy who's seen 100 movies. Kurosawa is the best director. Guy who's seen 1,000 movies. Spielberg is the best director.
Yeah.
That is Dead at Birth. Like guy who's heard 10 hardcore songs. Dead at Birth is the best song ever.
But
written.
also, yeah.
Guy who's heard 100. Straight Edge is the best. We've heard 1,000. We've heard 1,000,000 songs.
Yeah,
and
and
dude,
it's back to
Dead
back.
at Birth is the
Dead at Birth
epitome.
is the hardcore song.
Yeah.
I agree. It's just like just universal anthem. Yeah.
I mean, for Terror, they were like the band that really, they took us out, multiple times at the beginning. And they were the band that we moshed nonstop. Like we would play and then get straight in the pit and be in the pit the whole entire time.
I miss those days. of being
Every
able to
single
do
night,
that.
for 40 nights straight, on our first summer tour. So
And lyrically,
perfect.
Perfect.
and
man.
kind of comparable
Goddamn
to you
poet.
of just like the overall idea.
The way they carry themselves too, they just don't give a fuck about anything, which is like,
awesome.
especially in this day and age when everything's so pro and so you gotta.
You got a guy
What
saying,
size-
I smoke dust.
Yeah, what size?
This
What
is
size is
the
our
coolest
logo
shit.
gonna be on the fucking flyer? You
Yeah.
think Death Threat cares about
They don't
that?
give a
Dude, I really like their long laminate set lists.
Wait, wear it on their
Yeah,
neck.
yeah. It's awesome. You guys got to get into that.
I like
That's
that.
next.
I like that.
But listen, this was a wonderful day with Terror, just talking core for many hours. And
Amen.
Many,
I love-
many hours.
I loved having you. I love having you. Love having any of you anytime.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks for
joining us.
having us.
Of course. Any final words, you can just send them right there.
Listen to Death Threat
Mm-hmm.
every day of your life, and
Not bad.
things will feel a little bit better than they actually are.
Listen to Terror every day of your life.
Yeah.
We do.
Live by the code.
Hey, there you go. All right.
Always keep the faith.
We can do this all day. All right. Thank you all so much. See you next week.